All right, everyone. Welcome to the Crossroads Grand Tournament round one matchup live stream. This is Corey Reynolds. I'm the tournament organizer for this event, and so I want to just let everybody else on the cast take a chance to introduce themselves. So, Alex, why don't we start with you?
I'm Alex Coos, countercharge host. Not that often because I can't even say the name of the podcast. And TO of King Beyond the Wall tournament next October here in Hamilton. And just looking forward to making fun of a lot of people that I'm going to miss over the course of the tournament.
That
I'm
is
John.
that is the theme of this broadcast. Is these are all people that would normally be at Crossroads, but unfortunately cannot make it this year.
So I'm John
Go ahead,
McCready.
John.
I play to Canada. I like to play dirty skew lists, and I miss not being at this tournament. So I'm looking forward to going through these lists.
I'm Keith Conroy. I play in the Northeast. I'm a member of the Unplugged Gamers. I have no special accolades about me or any recent tournament wins, and I have my daughter's second
Humble
birthday
brag.
party. Humblest brag to the point where it is bragging.
Nothing of note.
Yeah, I'm nothing at all. I am trying to get Corey Reynolds one of these days to have a kids-themed Crossroads party. You know, mermaids or Sesame Street or something. One of these days it'll work. But
Someday, Keith.
it'll be
the
pizza.
daycare center.
Yup. Hire a babysitter. Do it,
Do a
please.
Peppa Pig themed.
Bluey. Billy Smith will come for that.
Nice. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down table by table. Anybody that's watching this has probably seen these matchup casts before. So I'll read off the lists. I'm going to just sit back and watch the clock and hold us to 5 minutes for each table that we're going to go over and let you guys pontificate about who you think is going to suck it this first round. So let's jump into it. So table one, we've got the first of a few grudge matches challenges that have been issued. And if anybody didn't see it, Greg Person put out a pretty awesome challenge to Alex Chavez on the Dash 28 website. So they're the first matchup that we've got here. So I will read off Greg's list to start with. So Greg is playing Ogres. He has got 2 hordes of Red Goblin Sharpsticks, 4 troops of Red Goblin Scouts, 2 regiments of Boomers. He has got 2 hordes of Hunters, both with Croc Dogs, one with the Staying Stone, one with the Helm of Confidence. He's got a horde of Siegebreakers with the Chalice of Wrath. He's got 2 Red Goblin Blasters, an Ogre Warlord with a Croc Dog, and he has upgraded to the 2-handed weapon for Crushing Strength 3. And then he's also got his favorite, Kuzlo and Madfall. And then the Nom Nom, the obligatory Ogre Warlock special character. So that is what Greg's got in his list.
Okay, so I'll read off.
Before you start, do you want to do the grand reveal for the scenario?
Oh, yeah. We should tell everybody that the scenario for all of this is for round one is going to be Invade. So we can talk a little intelligently about these first round matchups. Thanks, Keith.
All right. So Alex is bringing Forces of the Abyss. He has a horde of lower abyssals with the Healing Brew, and he's exchanged the exchanged shields for 2-handed weapons, so they're Crush 1. And then he's got 2 regiments of Succubi, one with Brew of Strength, one with Fire Oil. The Brew of Strength one has the Lurker, so he has Pathfinder on that one. Troop of Gargoyles, 3 regiments of Flame Bearers, a regiment of horsemen with Sir Jesse's boots, and then 2 abyssal fiends, 3 warlocks, one with Bane Chant, and then Manifestation of Baal. So quite a lot of shooting.
Yep.
All right.
This is your expert analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Just
makes for great radio.
Yeah, it really does. And boy, do we all have faces for it.
We were just talking about how I think this seems to be one of the list archetypes out there these days. It's like the 3 regiments of 18-inch piercing, 1 shooting, with some hammer support. And then this one has 3 warlocks and 2 fiends.
Yeah.
For additional shooting. So that is like the 3 warlocks are another regiment of shooting, almost, or more, a regiment and a half of shooting in addition. So that's,
and Bale for some fun lightning bolt on top.
Yeah, so 45 fire bolts, 20 fireball, and 7 lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Like Greg's got a lot of chaff.
He does,
but he has a lot of defense for ogres as well.
Right. I see Alex's ability and his experience is able to clear the 4 troops of Red Goblin Scouts, because especially at Masters, Greg is really good at using these chaff pieces. And if his opponent doesn't have a way of getting rid of them, doesn't have that height 4, long range shooting, lightning bolt, or any of those, he can put them where he needs to be, and then his boomers and his rest of his hammers, the hunters, can get where they need to. But I think Alex has the tools to deal with this. And for all those watching who want to take a drink, I think these are both great guys, and I think this is going to be a great game. So take a shot every time we say that.
I really like both lists.
The problem is Greg's got to go to Alex, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got to get
with
across the
Invade
board to win the scenario. And that's all Alex wants. Alex wants people to come into the shooting zone of death.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's going to depend a lot on terrain. So drink again. For those who are watching.
Oh, I could show the map. There'll be no lame excuses.
It depends on terrain. That'll be a big deal.
No, I think this Abyssals list is going to give a lot of people headaches, Greg included. Make Greg cry a little bit. But he had the best challenge. I don't think it's going to work out for him, though.
Sure. All right. What do we think? What's our votes?
Well, I got to vote Alex because Alex is.
I get it.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's the technical.
That's the high quality point of that.
Together.
Yeah. Well, this was supposed to. Alex and I have faced off 2 Crossroads in a row, so this was supposed to be the 3rd time, and
Yep.
He
engineered a
ruined
plague.
Everything, and he engineered a pandemic
to make
Greg
sure
stepped
that you
up.
wouldn't play. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think Greg's list is going to match up well with Alex's.
I think I agree. I think Alex's list has a strong edge. I've played similar matchups where I was playing the ogre side, and it's really uphill into all that, especially if you're not bringing a lot of anything over defense 4. So I think I'd give it to Alex on this one.
I think that Namagarok, like in most games, is going to be the linchpin of the list. And I think, unfortunately, Alex has the tools to either get a good clutch waiver or to take him out fairly early. And because the scenario is Invade, I think that this isn't quite as good for Greg as it would as other scenarios would be. I think that Alex is going to feed him a pair of his own skinny jeans by the end of this, but nicely.
All right, there we have it. A 3-0 sweep for Alex.
John Vanas says Greg has beat him in every practice match against a very similar Abyssals list. So we may just be very wrong. Who knows?
Yep.
I mean,
we
that's
could
why
be.
we to be very
I think
wrong.
if we were right, people wouldn't watch. It'd be
exactly.
We have to say something that people yell at.
That's all right. So round 2. So we have Justin Berg, another challenge.
Oh, nice. Oh, right. He challenged K2.
That is a great challenge.
Yeah.
Nice guy table. Not like the last one.
Drank.
And yet again, another ogre army.
Fluffy allies.
And just so everyone knows, everything I say is for comedic value and nothing else.
Yeah.
I think that's all this live stream is for. So, John, do you want to read off Justin's ogre list?
For sure. So he's got 2 regiments of Red Goblin Rabble. He's got 2 hordes of Boomers. Nothing special for them. He's got 4 troops of Berserker Braves. So he's really going in on the thick chaff. A horde of Siege Breakers with Hand Sanguinary Scripture. 2 Ogre Warlocks. 1 with the Inspiring Talisman, 1 with Conjurer Staff, both with Drain Life, and Namgarok. Because why bring ogres without him? His fluffy allies are 2 regiments of Kingdoms of Men, so he can squeeze in a siege artillery and a cannon. So, I think he misunderstands what fluffy means, but hey.
I'm sure he has great backstory for the whole thing.
Oh, no doubt. They're
No
sheeple
doubt.
or smooth-brained
Game
lizards. I
army.
don't even know. We'll find out.
All right, Keith, do you want to take Skullface's list?
I am honored. And also, for those watching, the overlay on the Skullface orcs list of a portrait of Skullface. Awesome. Well done. We have 4 regiments of More Axe with the Orcish Skull Pole. We have 2 hordes of Great Axe, both with skull poles, one with boots and the other with macwars. We have 3 regiments of Orkling, like they mentioned in the army review. It is a unit you can buy for 60 points. Incredible. There is 2 war drums, a Crudger with the Meat of Madness, Orcish Skull Pole, and Gakamax Bloody Banner. A Crudger on Wing Slasher with Pipes of Terror. I love that. 2 Crushers, both mounted, one with blade, one with mace, and Ulpgar the Mad. I'm sad that there's no Morax Mansplitter for me to say Morax Mansplitter on a live cast to tens of people.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
It's a lot of Berserker on Berserker action, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
A lot of attacks, a lot of defense 4. This is going to be bloody.
Yeah. I hope that Justin has practiced with including artillery in the ogre list, because I think the height 3 combined with terrain, he may block a lot of his line of sight, especially when the lines start to come together and you're like, oh, I can't see that, I can't see that, I can't see that, because you have 4 regiments of Berserker Braves that are just as wide. So
the only easy target, which K2 will be hiding, is the Wing Slasher, right? So
right.
Everything else is going to be shorter or as tall as all the ogres.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the ogres, he's got a lot of drops in that ogre list. That's a 16 drop ogre list. He's got a lot of frontage that he's going to be moving around.
Yep. I think to make the most out of this artillery that you're taking, you load up one side and you keep one lane clear for the artillery. Yeah. But that's kind of what K2 wants, because orcs are like, oh, thank God, load up a side, come at me, so we can get this grind started.
He has concentration of attacks on his side, with all the 20 attacks on the Morax and 25 with Crushing 2 on the Great Axe. He wants things to funnel into those. But yeah, I think if Justin plays a weak flank and just kind of aims his artillery off to the side, kind of angled away from where he's heading, that's one way to mitigate it. But even with all the Berserkers, Justin really only has one hammer, the siege breakers. Everything else is hitting on 4s with Crushing 1.
Well, he's got boomers. He's hoping to weaken stuff with the long range shooting and then kind of sweep it up as it gets closer and dump in the drain life for extra wounds too, which it works. Our buddy Steve did that to me in our last game, so he can do it.
It's going to be interesting because they're both great guys, and I like both lists. I got to go with the orcs, though. I think they're so deadly.
K2's been playing a variation of this for a long time now, so I think, and as we see, Justin is not clear of the definition of what practice is, so I'm going to vote K2.
Yeah, I think Justin kind of has been vacillating between lists, so I know.
I love Justin and his crazy list that he throws into our chat all the time, but K2's been playing this a long time. I think I'm going to go K2 on this one.
Mm-hmm. Keith just got kicked off by
I think Keith died. Yeah.
Keith got kicked off.
Oh, I see Keith Randall in the comments. We could trade a Keith if Keith Randall wants to.
Keith for a Keith.
Keith the Lesser for Keith the Greater. It's not the same, but it's still a Keith.
All right, let's see if we can
I'm back in.
Bring the non-mediocre Keith back into the equation here.
There it is. Despite the fact that I am drinking out of my official Skullface one at
Nice.
for achieving the hard to get and venerable countercharger award, thanks to you, John.
That's
All
true.
Me all the way down from table 3 to the middle of the pack with your goddamn
Oh.
elves.
That's
Keith still has
very true.
scars.
I'm going to go with ogres. I think that those Berserker Braves are probably a top 5 unit in the game, just with the dash 15 with wild charge, and I think the heal will tip it in his favor.
Mhm.
But it'll be a really good one, and both people are super nice, and I like both lists or
Yeah,
some shit like that.
definitely two guys who are running for best sports, I think.
Which is a nice way of saying that you guys suck.
No,
That's what Alex said.
I just remember playing K2 at King Beyond the Wall last time, and he got my best opponent vote, and he won best sports there because he's a boss.
He is.
Love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. They're both great. I've played them both. It's super fun all the time.
They don't
So-
say the same things about you, so
That's fair.
I don't expect them to. I mean,
It's
I'm
John
aware
and
I'm an
I.
awful person. It's fine.
Who plays awful lists?
Also true. So
All right.
And for those that wish to see the map ahead of time,
Oh.
here's a little preview.
ooh,
oh, that's a big hill in the middle.
We only play with big terrain here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
It is
hell yeah. So first thing that jumps out to us, right, is firing lanes are going to be a little tough to come by. There's a lot of cover to move forward.
And those 6 pieces of terrain
again,
down at
as
the
with
bottom are
anything
really
in the
confusing.
Northeast, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be an interesting map.
Cool.
Especially because those buildings just kind of make a big funnel, but there's enough room on either side if you want to try and get around them.
Joy. And any sneaky regiments that are put on the left or right, they can't just run through last turn. They have to spend a
Yeah.
dedicated 2 or 3 turns getting through that fence.
That's actually a really good map for Invade. I think that makes it a much more challenging game.
Yep.
Thank
I like
you.
it.
I'll take the compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it gives Greg a good chance in the first game too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. it
Oh,
actually
would I
does
change,
too.
would I
We're gonna
change-
go
would I
back on it.
change your
I'm not saying-
retroactively?
I'm not going to change my vote, but it does do him some favors. I agree.
Yes.
All right. I'm sticking with orcs for round 2 or for table 2.
Oh yeah, me too. Orcs.
Ogres.
All right.
All right. Pull up the next list. So for the next matchup, we have Drew Casertino and Matt Griffin.
Was this a challenge or is this the first non-challenge?
This is not a challenge.
Okay.
Random assignment of lists.
Mm.
Ooh, Undead versus Sylvankin.
All right, so I will read off the undead list here for Drew. So he's got three regiments of zombies, 4 troops of ghouls, a troop of Soul Reaver infantry with the Pipes of Terror, and then a regiment of Soul Reaver infantry with the Staying Stone, 3 hordes of wights, 2 vampires on Undead Pegasi, 1 with the Mead of Madness. We've got a Necromancer with the Inspiring Talisman and Weakness 2. And then an Undead Army Standard Bearer with the Loot of Insatiable Darkness.
Okay. Matthew Griffin has a Sylvankin list, and it has 2 troops and 3 regiments of Kindred Gladestalkers. The Windborn, which is the Silver Breeze troop that has the Wind Blast arrows. Then he's got a regiment of Silver Breeze with fire oil, 2 regiments of Stormwind Cav, 1 with the boots. Then he's got 2 tree herders, as you do, 1 being upgraded to the Wiltfather, and an Elven King on a horse with the Mace of Crushing. Okay. So a lot of shooting, a little bit of counterpunch, and a couple of anvils.
I'm intrigued by the 3 hordes of whites, but I think that whites are units that really, really benefit from having items.
Agreed.
I would like to see life leech on them, and I would like to see the Pathfinder boots, and or not waiver
Or
mitigation. Haste on one, and then boots and Macwars on the other one. I think that was a miss in this list construction. I think that not including a lot of heal is going to be rough with the amount of shooting that's going to come his way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was curious. I liked, in theory, the ghoul troops. I think that was kind of a neat take, to get away from the typical RevCav and Wraith chaff. But this is the exact wrong list to bring 4 troops of ghouls against.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's all the range 4 shooting, and even with the cover and all the line of sight blocking, all it takes is 1 regiment and your ghouls are wavered, and then they're blocking.
All the Glade Stalkers scout too, so he can get into good shooting positions early in the game, and he can just start cleaning stuff off.
That said, I do like
as do the tree herders.
Yeah.
That said, I do like the choice of 3 whites, and in addition to the Regiment of Soul Reaver infantry, as opposed to double, because the whites will still be able to fly over wavered ghouls. And
that's true. They can see over and fly over.
Yeah, but then they're going to land. They're going to take a whole bunch of hindered charges.
Oh yeah,
their efficiency goes down a lot. They're going to charge a tree harder and stick around for the rest of the game, while the tree harder beats their face.
Matchup. But yeah, it's I think Matt really has the tools to deal with all the chaff. It's just a question of if he can hit the hammers hard enough.
Yeah, I appreciate the chances he's taking, right? With Troop of Soul Reaver infantry, awesome. Greg Person used to run the 4 troops of ghouls to great effect. Those are awesome. But there's hard matchups, and this is a hard counter to it. He outspeeds him with the Stormwind Cavalry. Yeah, he outranges him, and Scout and Pathfinder to boot. So this is looking really rough. Yep.
Although you got those 2 vampires on Pegasus that can get out there and
he's got the one
pause a shooting unit each for a couple of turns, right?
Yep. He has tools. It's just, this is a good matchup for the elves.
Yeah.
In a way.
Decision time, gentlemen. Decision time.
I can't vote for elves, and I like Drew.
Ouch.
I like Drew. And I like undead, and he's got my favorite unit in the undead list, which is the vampire with Meat of Madness, Vampire and Peg with Meat of Madness. So I'm going with Drew.
I'm going with Matthew Griffin with the elves. I think he can outmaneuver, and I think if he lines it up, even if the vampires go, he can hit a vampire with a tree herder pretty good.
Drew picked Matt as well, so I guess
Drew knows the skill level we're dealing with here.
I have faith in you, Drew.
I'm also going to pick Matt. I think that the Windborn are going to earn their points. That Wind Blast is going to be amazing with a lot of that. But talking about a perfect storm, right? Pathfinder and Scout on Invade with a ton of terrain in the middle. This is,
it's going to be a mess.
Yeah, and the Windborn to push stuff back over half. It's great.
There it is. Whoops. Back over the fence so that you can spend another turn walking.
It's going to be a bit of a mess. Not going to lie.
So our next matchup is another challenge.
Come on, Steve. I'm wearing a cool shirt. I'm not going to take it off.
Woo! Cool shirts. I brought out my Rossi shirt.
Nice.
It says, "As you do."
All right, so we've got Cherapika against Ray Shields. So, John, do you want to take Jake's list?
Absolutely. Missed not seeing Jake at this tournament. So he's bringing 3 regiments of mummies. He's got a regiment of Soul Reaver infantry with Blessing of the Gods, which I think is a great call. 2 RevCav troops, a werewolf horde with Potion of the Caterpillar, because undead werewolves don't have Pathfinder. It's great. Whites with Boots of Striding, a Vampire Lord on Undead Dragon, 2 necromancers with regular items, and a cursed pharaoh with the wings of honey maze.
Bam.
That's a throwback.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Wow.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
You playing second edition, Jake?
I'm sure it's what's painted, right? It's all that was painted. All right, Keith, why don't you take Ray's list?
All right. Wonder what his strategy will be. The list title is called Shoot and Scoot. 3 troops of River Guard Tree Leapers, 4 regiments of Naiad Heart Piercers, a horde of Naiad Worm Riders with the Wine of Elvenkind, a horde of River Guard Dam Busters with Brew of Haste, 2 Knuckers, 2 Worm Rider Centurions, one with the Staying Stone, and Ector, who is amazing.
Ray's list is my favorite list in the tournament.
It's gonna make someone's brain bleed out their ears at some point.
It's going to make a lot
Starting
of
with
people's
Jake's.
brains bleed.
Oof. I don't think people will realize what this list will do until they're already losing half their models.
until it's
Yeah.
behind them.
Until it's
They're
behind
gonna
them.
be like, "Oh shit, I'm doing good." Then you're like, "Oh no, I'm losing. Sorry,
Oh.
I have lost."
Everything is behind me, and everything in front of me is shooting me.
Mhm.
This sucks. Yeah,
Amen.
Nimble Word Riders, awesome.
Yeah.
Great ad. And the Dam Busters.
That are just
I would
Ray
love
has
to
been-
see this
Yeah.
versus Adam Immortal, who we'll get to later, but also has one of my favorite lists.
Yeah, that
Um,
list is a good list too.
Yeah. So I'll
Ray's
start
been
by saying.
Oh, sorry. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Keith.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say Ray's been playing some variation on this for over a year on UB, practicing, building it. So there haven't been a lot of in-person games, but he's been playing it quite a bit.
And Jake's been reading teenage manga.
Does he even know what Kings of War
Children's
is?
book? I don't think so. I think he
Okay,
thinks
Jake,
this is.
Just a heads up, Jake. This is Kings of War. You use D6s.
Mm,
This is not D20s. It's not D&D.
it's not. They have a book challenge apparently, so whoever wins or loses, they're going to recommend a book series. So we can just assume that Jake, by the end of this, is going to have to read the entirety of the Twilight Saga or something like that, because this is going to be bad. He outranges him with a lot of stuff. The Naiad Heart Piercers are going to murder a unit a turn and sit and cover the entire time. And then it's a mobility list versus on a mobility scenario.
Well, and the ensnare is going to be a big problem. A lot of Jake stuff hits on 4s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the stuff that it's going to be hard to one-shot stuff when you're in snare. With
Yeah.
snare.
Rev Cavalry coming in may not take out a troop of Tree Leapers.
Right.
That ensnare is such a big deal. Absolutely.
And he's
And
got
the
a healthy
Musket-
dose of inspiring to spread around.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all those all those large cav characters and knuckers. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be nice.
Mhm. Yeah, this is the downside of Life Leech, and that Life Leech is amazing, but you have to get into combat, and I don't think Ray gets to decide when he wants to be in combat.
Yeah, those mummies, they're not easy to deal with, but
No.
they
They're-
can't get across the table if Jake doesn't want it, or if Ray doesn't want him to.
They're easy enough to avoid while
And
he
just
deals with
jam
other
up.
things.
And just
Yeah.
jam up, right?
Right,
They're so
12
slow,
attack.
you can just jam them up. Yep.
Yeah,
12
'cause Jake
attack
only
Or
has,
winning
wind,
on
or
5.
constantly wind blast them back across the board.
yeah. How much surge did Jake have? Only the one necromancer, right? And the
Yeah.
Pharaoh.
I believe he's got the Pharaoh and 2 Necros.
Oh, 2 necros.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 Necros.
The Pharaoh with wings of honey maze, though, I don't know how much he's counting on for the surge.
No, I'm just trying to.
No,
think.
he's gonna go punch.
He's just going to
Heartpiercers.
go do
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
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 So surge 12. Yeah. Well, inadvertently, I'm gonna go 2 for 2 voting against the unplugged radio hosts. No grudge.
Sense. I sense a bias.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna vote for my hometown. The only Canadian to
Home
make it over
country,
the
the
border.
only Canadian willing to fly across the border.
Right.
to
Sorry,
play
Corey.
Crossroads.
With a
I
flying
love-
list.
I'm gonna vote for Ray.
hmm
John?
I'm also voting for Ray.
I'm going to Benedict Arnold this from my own club, the Unplugged Gamers, and absolutely go with Ray. I'm sure Jake is going to, pull like an Aaron Chapman thing. He'll win this game by bottling something up, and then he'll lose the next 4. But we'll win this one to prove us wrong. So
Reverse submarine.
reverse submarine won the first one. Back down.
Not the
Yep.
Hindenburg.
Enjoy Twilight. It's a beautiful love story for the ages. So I've heard.
Timeless.
Timeless classic.
All right.
Well, it
so
can't
on
get
table
worse with
5.
True.
Don't think so. So we've got Ben Vining against Bryant Munson. So yet another undead army against Order of the Green Lady.
You'll notice that's a common theme in these matchups.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
All right. So I'll do Ben Vining's undead list. So he's got 3 regiments of zombies, 3 troops of wraiths, 2 regiments of Soul Reaver infantry, one with Mace of Crushing, the other one with Blessing of the Gods, a regiment of Death Pack.
Ooh, someone took one.
Yeah, no joke. A regiment of Soul Reaver cavalry with Caterpillar, a Lycanus, a mounted Vampire Lord with Blade of the Beast Slayer, a Rev King on a Great Flying Worm with the Brew of Haste, and a Necromancer with Inspiring and mounted on a horse, and then 2 non-mounted Necromancers. So and all with just Surge on them.
All right. So Bryant Munson is taking Lady Bros. He's got a regiment of Naiad Ensnarers with Fire Oil, 2 regiments of Order of the Brotherhood, one with the Pathfinder upgrade, a regiment of Order of Redemption with Brew of Strength, a regiment of Water Elementals, 2 hordes of Earth Elementals, a horde of Order of Forsaken with Caterpillar. He's got 2 Pegasi, an Exemplar Redeemer with Blade of the Beast's Slayer, a Devoted with Surge 7, and 2 Druids, both with Surge, one with Bane Chant. That vampire is going to have some. I guess, does Blade of the Beast Slayer work on large infantry? It does, right?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yep. That's going to have some juicy targets.
Yeah, I think that this is a step. I mean, the undead, more of a traditional undead build. I think you have, here we go, the best hammers in the game. You have some amazing flying characters, the troops of wraiths, which are going to be great chaff, sitting in cover. I don't like the Brotherhood list as much. I think it's a cool list. I think it'll do well and it'll be a lot of fun. I regret that I don't know both of these people, so we can't make fun of them. The elementals are a great touch, but there's a lot of points in Surge and a lot of points in characters for an invade scenario in both these lists. But I'm going to give the edge to the undead list in this one because they're undead, and the Revenant King on Undead Worm with Brew of Haste is fantastic. And I think the Vampire Lord's going to more than make up for its points with all these juicy targets.
I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah, I wish the Vampire Lord was on a Pegasus so he got the attack multiplier. 7 attacks is still good with Blade of the Beast Slayer against this, but with the multipliers, it would have been real good in this matchup.
I agree. And having an extra scoring unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the scoring units is low. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's the Revenant King with Haste is awesome because it's just a flying anvil that outranges everything on the board.
Right.
So whatever he wants, he could probably, shut it down. If he wants to shut down the Forsaken Horde or, even the Redemption Knights, like they're all just TC2, right? So these doesn't have anything, and none of the knights have Crush. So if he can get a punch in with the Revenant King, that unit's not going to deal with a Rev King.
Right. The grind does not go in the Green Lady's favor on this one.
Like he's got the Earth Elementals, but depending on how things are deployed, the undead will be able to kill things on time, more or less, I think.
Yeah, and oftentimes with these cavalry lists with flyers, and then you have Earth Elementals, you outpace your back line and you spread your line too thin, so you end up having half your army kind of getting killed, and then you have a quarter of your points that are just sitting there, and then your opponent picks them off in turns 5 and 6, which I think will
It's
happen
going to be
here.
very tricky to be patient enough, especially in this scenario, to keep from overextending himself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the race will make a big difference in kind of blocking up the cavalry charges and making them waste them on low impact units.
Right.
Definitely. And he has enough surge to really take advantage. Like, they're only 10 attacks, but they're nimble as Strider, so if he can get a flank surge.
He's got a ton
And
of
they're
surge.
crushing 1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Definitely.
All
right, guys. Decision time.
Can the Order of
Ben.
Redemption take the
Well,
banner?
they do have Bruce Strength. Sorry, I was totally wrong.
Can they take the banner that gives them Pathfinder?
No, they can't.
Okay.
No, just the
only
Order of the
the
Brotherhood.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still voting Ben.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ben on this one too.
It looks like a sweep for undead.
All right.
Yay, we look at us taking the risky choices, taking chances.
Right.
Hey, I think people, they got to give undead a chance. I think if we support them on this cast, people will start to turn around on them.
That's true.
And start using them successfully.
Yeah,
We
Masters
can really
proved that
change
they need
some
a boost.
minds. Yeah.
Yeah,
They really do need a boost. Like,
yeah.
Need more
Tom
people
Annis-
taking undead. That's right.
not even Tom Annis can win a tournament with them. So
It's true. We got it. We got to boost them heavily in the next pack.
All right. So table 6, we've got Rob Spore and Northern Alliance versus Stephen King's Dwarves.
it's pretty cool that we got a celebrity at Crossroads.
It is the Stephen King who is at Crossroads every year, helps me out running this whole thing. So,
Nice.
Very kind of him.
so John, you want to work through the
All
Northern
right.
Alliance list?
So he's called them the Fiends of the North. We got 2 regiments of Snow Foxes, 3 hordes of Ice Elementals, 2 troops of Tundra Wolves, 1 horde of Snow Trolls, 1 horde of Frostfang Cavalry with Staying Stone, a Lord on Frostfang with Snow Fox, the 3 Ice Queens, all replacing Icy Breath with Surge, and Rim, the legendary Ice Giant.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Keith?
All right, we have 3 regiments of Iron Guard with throwing mastiffs. We have 2 hordes of Shield Breakers, one with Brew of Sharpness and a throwing mastiff. Another horde with Macwar's Potion of the Caterpillar and a throwing mastiff. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 troops of sharpshooters that Mike Ross, Stephen King, is taking. We have 4 regiments of Mastiff hunting packs with throwing mastiffs.
Mastiffs on Mastiffs.
Mastiffs
Oh,
on Mastiffs,
Jesus.
unleash the puppies. We have a Dwarf Lord with the wings of Honey Maze. We have a Dwarf Lord on Large Beast. And we have the Berserker Lord that comes out of the box with the Blade of the Beast Slayer on a Brock, bleh, and a Dwarf Army Standard Bearer with Leader of the Darkness.
I like that we
Wow.
made John throw up in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
Corey
so many
wasn't
dogs.
if Corey wasn't vouching for his good, good-natured, gentlemanly standing, I would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
mean,
I
you can
definitely
still
helped
say
him make this. I definitely helped him make this list.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna
That
say, I
makes
don't
sense.
think this is gentlemanly at all.
There's no doubt.
This is a Corey Reynolds dwarf special.
This is it.
This is the touch of the elf on the dwarves.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Well, I mean, the first question, like the sharpshooters are wonderful. The
Yeah.
first question I asked, like, why aren't you taking free dwarfs? If you can take the character and just lean into the throwing mastiffs.
Iron Guard, I guess.
Yeah, and Iron Guard are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, got to create controversy somewhere because this is a great list. But,
Billy Smith out there is like, free dwarfs are the best.
dwarfs.
Exclamation point.
yeah,
Right. We know.
Yeah. This map's going to
this
suck for Steven. There's no shooting range, and there's a lot of terrain across the middle. So I don't think he's going to be able to find a lot of good areas to place those sharpshooters.
No.
And it's
But-
dwarves on Invade, so.
It's going to be tricky, but Robert has 3 shambling hordes. Shambling horde, call it.
I see what you did there. I like it.
Wow. Slid that one right in there.
Yeah.
Pandering.
But he has the 3 ice queens, which I think is one too many, but it might help him in this scenario with the extra surge.
I'll certainly help him get across the board quicker, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't want 3 ice queens on a normal list or a normal scenario, but it might help. With all the weird terrain, it's the short range shooting edge still goes to the dwarves in the first round of shooting with all the dogs. It's just what's going to be left of Robert's list after.
Yeah, that's the problem. You've got to come through the terrain. You got to get across the board, right?
Come over the hills. Yeah,
those sharpshooters are going to shoot something.
Yeah, as soon as you're on the hill, you're
they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot this motherfucker right here.
Yeah,
Height 6 going to happen.
Height 6, no heal, right? Swap. Take the heal
that's
option.
the thing. There's no heal on the queens. So
that's the big deal.
Whatever takes wounds is taking wounds.
Yeah, there's going to be some mastiffs on the hill. They're going to unleash their dogs. Rob's going to say, what do they hit on? Steven's going to say 4s. He's like, yeah, but they're an individual. He's going to say still 4s. All 3 ice queens are going to die. Yep.
Same with these snow foxes. They're stealthy in terrain. They're dead. It doesn't matter.
I feel like dropping an ice queen for heal and shroud on the other 2 ice queens would have been hugely beneficial.
Oh.
I think you're probably right there.
Yeah.
Guys, are we really going to vote for a dwarf list with tons of terrain on Invade?
I don't want to with all my might.
Oh my god!
It's like that time that Mike
shitty matchup cast are we?
Well, the other thing that we didn't talk about is that the Berserker Lord and the Dwarf Lord can just go out there and hold up 2 units for like multiple turns, so they don't even get across the table, right?
Yeah, absolutely they can. They're awful, and he's got the Dwarf King with Honey Maze that's going to fly into a 3rd unit and hold it for 3 turns.
Just be like, hey, you're stuck on that half of the table. Hi.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's a dwarf listed Invade, but other than the Frostfang Cav, and I guess he's got 2 troops of Tundra. He's got
some fast stuff there.
He's got fast chaff, but he doesn't have like the bulk of his army is still the trolls and the ice elementals. So
yeah.
Well, and Hrim, the giant that if he's not careful is dead in turn.
Same with the Frostfang Cav, right? Because you can see them.
They're height 4.
Yeah.
I appreciate no great shooting lanes, but a lot of height 4+.
Yep. And I appreciate that he took the risk of going with more scoring units than loading up those ice queens with like heal and items and stuff. But I think unfortunately it's something you got to do. I don't see their points being justified with just Surge. I mean, Surge and Inspiring, but
yeah. I mean, even if they had still had the Icy Breath, then you could create just like a death zone of Icy Breath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a 3 unit with Icy Breath, I don't think is enough.
Not enough. What say ye, punditry panel?
Dwarves.
But I don't want to say it. Dwarves.
Do it, Elfman. Do it, Elfman.
Oh, dwarves.
I'm gonna. I have to say Northern Alliance because we can't all vote for dwarves and Invade on a train full table. So I'm going to say none. Absolutely not. I'm going to go with Northern Alliance. Go Rob Spore. Holy shit. What are we doing?
It's like you'd think out of every list in this tournament, Keith would vote for the one with 2 hordes of shield breakers.
Right? I love shield breakers.
Yeah.
Although in Invade, 3 dwarves shield breakers would have been money.
I mean, that's
they
the
come with
lazy,
Pathfinder, right? Yeah,
that's the lazy excuse I'm going with. Why didn't you take free dwarves? So that's
now
my
for
color
the
commentary.
ultimate Invade. We've got dwarf on dwarf action.
Is 7 turns going to be enough for this?
Right. 0-0 score.
No one wins.
Nobody wins.
So we've got Anthony Fasano against Mike Rossi. So I will do Anthony's dwarf list. So he's got an ironclad regiment, 3 sharpshooters, 2 berserker Brock riders, 2 earth elemental hordes, 3 organ guns, 1 steel behemoth, 1 dwarf lord on large beast, 1 berserker lord with the blade and the mount, and then a stone priest with the conjurer's staff and bane chant that also comes along with Surge 8. So that is Anthony's dwarf list.
All right, Mr. Mike Rossi. And his dwarf list has also has 3 regiments of Iron Guard with throwing mastiffs, 2 hordes of shield breakers.
Yeah, these lists look really a lot alike.
God.
Blade of slashing pipes of terror on those, and then 4 troops of sharpshooters. He just copied and pasted the first page there.
Mhm.
So he has 2 regiments of Brock riders, one with boots, one with strength. I like it. 3 mastiff packs with throwing mastiffs, exhibit style. Dwarf lord on large beast with diadem, and dwarf army standard bearer with the loot. Yeah, these.
Who gets turn 1?
Yeah,
Who does it?
yeah. It really
Wow.
depends on who gets turn 1.
I think I have to take back what I said about Jake. I think that the second edition list of the year will go to Anthony Fasano so far. I think he's winning the medal. Iron Belcher Oregon guns. Hell yeah.
Although in
Wow.
Invade, it will put up a nice little area denial for like you pop up over one of those
Right.
hills or down a flank. You
Or
get
set
the-
him on a flank, right? And just say, what are you going to
Yeah.
throw down this way,
it's
right?
full of lead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, against this list will be nice.
He'll throw
Oh,
nothing
God.
down that way. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anthony can cover that whole flank, but he doesn't have enough stuff to get across the board. Sharpshooters don't want to move. Elementals are slow. That's
Yep.
tough. That's a tough
Yeah,
slug
Mike
from
has
that side there.
11. Mike has 11 unit strength on him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
31
That
unit
is
strength.
tough.
Well done, Mike.
Well, and he's got stuff
Yeah.
that wants to move up. Like Iron
Yes.
Guard want to move up, and Shield Breakers want to move up. So
Berserker,
Yeah, I think-
Berserker Brock Riders want to move up and die. So yeah, all
yeah,
that.
they're
I think
good at
he has
that.
the stuff to force the issue. So I think Rossi's going to be able to maybe we'll be able to engage on his terms a little bit because those Earth Elementals in Anthony's lists are going to really like again. It's going to be the same thing as that Green Lady list. It's like you have slow stuff and fast stuff. Right?
Yeah, and not
Yeah.
enough surge to help get it there.
I think that it's kind of ironic that one of the best counters to regiments of Berserker Brock Riders are throwing mastiffs, and he's got throwing mastiffs between
He
that and the
does.
sharpshooters. I think that
And Anthony
those-
does not.
Yep. and a lot of height 4 stuff and the organ guns. It'll be tough. Like, yes, you can put them on maybe a flank, but on one of the flanks there was a water feature, and on both of the flanks there was the fence. So
Yeah,
I don't
failing
know.
buildings too.
Yeah.
right, and that's why people stopped really taking the organ guns, is because most of the time you're hitting on 6s, and then 2 hits, 1 damage.
Yeah,
It's really
in
tough
an
to
ideal
justify.
world, they're great, but you're never in an ideal world.
No, because
That's
we're the
true.
Northeast. We play terrain.
Train's massive here. Yeah.
Okay, Mike McCready just messaged me saying Rossi's dwarf list is better. So
Ooh,
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
Canadian dwarf player. Yep.
Right. Who's Mike McCready anyway? Sounds
I don't know.
sounds suspect.
Some guy up here.
One of the
Oh,
17 McCreadys. So yeah,
All
I'm going
right.
with Rossi. I have to
Yeah.
vote for one unplugged player.
What kind of fanboy would I be if I didn't vote for Mike Rossi while I'm wearing his T-shirt, as you do?
True enough.
Yeah. Preface
I
this:
too
I'm only
love
wearing it
trash.
because I forgot it at Masters, and so I was the only one on my team that didn't have the Mike Rossi shirt. It was terrible. It granted me good luck day 2, but that was it.
John, where are you at, man?
Rossi.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
expectations,
Yep.
Mike. Expectations.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Anthony
I mean, the
Fasano-
good news is this will
Yeah.
crush him now, and he won't perform.
He's an old Warhammer player, right? Was he part of Long Island War Games? War Gamers?
Yeah, Anthony's been
Played with
playing a
Nick.
long time. Yeah, he's been
Okay.
to Crossroads a bunch in the past. A bunch.
Okay. He's a nice dude. It's not going to matter playing against Mike Rossi because he'll lose, but he's a nice guy, and that'll be fun. It'll be a fun table. Everyone at home take a shot. They're a bunch of 2 nice guys. This will be a very fun.
Yeah, I see
Oh,
Rossi's
right.
got it right now. He just commented he's doomed. We all voted for him. That's it.
Yep. That's it.
Let-
It's the best.
Let the
So he's got to
despair
subvert
sink in.
expectations. All right, Keith. Since you're not here,
Oh.
Harry Garrett is waving the herd banner on your behalf.
Woo.
So I'll let
Harry.
you read the herd list since it's in your
Aw.
wheelhouse.
Guys, 4 regiments of Tribal Spears, 3 hordes of Forest Shamblers, 2 troops of Braced Riders, a Beast of Nature with the upgrades that you always give them, a centaur chief naked, a druid with conjure staff of bane chant and lightning bolt, and 2 tree herders, one with the pipes of terror.
There you have it.
Nice.
And then he is playing Josh Rosado and the Moonshin Menace Ogres. So, John, you want
Alright.
to take this one?
So he's got the Red Goblin Scouts with the Meat of Madness, a Legion of Warrior Chariots with McWar's Potion, Boomers with a Piercing Arrow, Hunters with Brew of Haste, Berserker Braves, 2 regiments of those, 2 Hordes of Siegebreakers, Chalice of Wrath, and Dwarven Ale are good picks for them, 3 Warlocks, Conjurer Staff, Inspiring Talisman, and the Boomstick, only with Lightning Bolt, though no Drain Life upgrade. A Sergeant, also mounted on a chariot with the Blade of Slashing, and an Army Standard with the Loot of Insatiable Darkness.
Zap, zap, zap.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the herd list, right? 4 Shamblers are great. They're very useful for providing like a first line so that the slower hammers that the herd have can hit back. But he didn't bring any hammers.
I don't see those.
Of tribal, like if there were longhorns or if there were regiments of centaurs or spirit walkers, which are amazing, I would really love that part. And I'm going to vote for him anyway because he brought herd, so he still gets my vote, even though I'm picking apart his list. But I think this is going to be another classic. Like if this was pillage, I love it because you have a harassing force that goes up and sticks around. And those regiments of tribal spears are really good at holding objectives. But this is not a good scenario for this list. I think that the Moonshins are going to steamroller over it, pick off the first wave, and then kind of deal with the others as they want.
That's a lot of lightning bolt and then plus boomers. That's gonna hurt a lot of defense for. Or if the Shamblers are up front, he has. There's similar range to ogres, and the ogres can deal with them.
Yeah,
he's got the herders with the forest shamblers. I mean, he can put a pretty spicy wall right up there quick, right?
It's true.
Yep.
But then he's got, that's a good point.
Yeah, I would have loved to see more heal in this list. At least, heal 5 to back up to defense 6, and the rest of the Shamblers. But I think that what you don't want to see is lists like Orcs and Ogres that are like, yes, please come closer. And now I have Siegebreakers, right, which are one of the best counters. And I will say, props to Josh. He didn't take Namagarok, but I guess in a weird kind of props because holy crap, he didn't take Namagarok. Like, what?
Yeah.
Because you don't like healing your troops and giving them vicious.
Well, he didn't take any heal, right? He didn't even take Drain Life. But I think this works because he's going to be putting out Lightning 18 every turn if he's got him positioned right.
Right, he's just pushing bodies at you and shooting you.
He's pushing forward. He's shooting Lightning Bolt, and he's got the Hunters with Brew of Haste, which I've been playing a lot lately. It's super funny because all of a sudden they're cavalry speed ogres.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can put the spicy wall up, but if you go too close, he's got a big unit of chariots, and he's got the hunters and a sergeant, too. So he can take stuff off.
Hammers.
Yeah.
I think, to your point, Corey, like the tree herders and shamblers are a nice wall, but then, like, what are you holding things up to get hit by? Like,
the wall will
you might
eventually
get surge.
come down.
You might get a surge flank with a shambler horde or a beast of nature in the flank, but I think Josh can hit hard enough and shoot just enough.
And I'm already assuming that, turn 1 or 2, those Centaur Bray Strider troops are just lightning bolted to death.
And that those warrior chariots are just looking over the hill like, what's over there? I'm just gonna hit. I'm just gonna cream it.
They're just waiting for a herder to come too close.
Oh yeah, memories of Height 4 tunnel runners. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Abuse a hill.
All right, guys. Sounds like we've got a consensus.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Josh.
I'm gonna go with Harry, but he's gonna lose.
That sounds like a sympathetic vote. I like it.
I will say this. I love the aesthetic of both of these people's lists. Like Josh his goblins with the empty like Orko faces are really cool. And then Harry's list looks great too. I've been watching him post pics on Instagram. They both are going to look great on the table.
I love you, Harry. Make me proud. This first matchup's going to suck.
All right. So now we've got table 9. We've got Michael Ireland against Velthur Pendel's Trident Realms. So I'm taking the Ratkin list, Alex, because it's my tournament and I want to.
That's fair.
And you're not
We'll allow it.
So there. So for the Ratkin, we've got 2 regiments of warriors. We've got 1 horde of spear warriors. Okay. We've got 2 hordes of shock troops, both with plague pots, 1 with caterpillar, 1 with brew of strength. We've got a troop of claw shots, 2 troops of hack paws, 2 weapons teams, 2 brood moms, a war chief mounted on a flea bag with a mournful blade, a brute enforcer, a tangle, and then Scud the Bud.
Nice. All right. So, Velthur is bringing in Trident Realm. He's got 2 troops of Riverguard Tree Leapers, 2 hordes of Depth Horrors, 2 hordes of Water Elementals, a Greater Water Elemental, 2 Knuckers, a Kraken, and then what else has he got?
Oh, hold on. Little pause there for dramatic effect.
Ooh, a Naiad Wormrider Centurion, a Thule Aquamage with Surge and Rising Tides, Wild Charge +1 aura, Thule Mythican with Banechant and Surge, and Ector. Don't often see elementals in Trident Realm lists. That's a neat change. Double Knucker, double Depth Horror is kind of standard.
It's a really, really cool list. Boy, I mean, you want to talk about a grind? Like, hey, I hit on 4s, 5s in terrain. No, I hit on 4s, 5s in terrain. Like,
yeah, no joke.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be a slap fight.
I'm a little sad that the Spear Warriors don't have Plague Pots.
Right, because that would really be nice for them.
Yeah, I really like that combo with when they're just naked like that. I'm less keen on them over just warriors with plague pots.
Mm-hmm.
And the single claw shot, but it adds up sometimes.
Yeah, I think those troops with hack paws are a bit of a liability when it comes to the amount of small arms fire we're seeing so far in this tournament.
Agreed. I'd like a warrior regiment over each of those. Probably because there's nothing really fast to screen to require that.
Right. No tunnel runners. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough shooting to make the Trident Realms army pay for it here.
He doesn't have enough shooting or enough hammers. It's like it's got 2 shock troop hordes and a little bit of shooting, and it's just I feel like Scud is great. He's kind of hits like a mini horde sometimes if you get it right,
but he can only be in one place.
Yeah, I just feel like the rat list is not leaning one way or the other enough.
Yeah, it reads like it didn't pick a good direction. Like you could have swapped the hack paws for more claw shots too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's true.
Then you have something similar to like one of my builds, which
was awful to play against.
Yeah,
because you're an awful person, both of you.
Well,
how do you think we learn?
Well, it's like we live near each other and play against each other. It's just
we hate each other.
That's right. So it just gets worse and worse.
It's like this swirling.
Yeah, it's a vortex of awful
hatred and bad sportsmanship and evil.
This is what it's like when Canadians don't go to tournaments. This is what
it's bad.
This is it. I'm gonna go with the Trident Realm. God, I'd love the Trident Realm lists. I think they've been an underappreciated army. I think that once again, the bit of ensnare that he brings is going to be incredible. He has Surge in this list, so that's going to make Scud think twice about trying to fly over the lines. And then he's got the Knuckers, which are not only some of the best units in the game, but are also going to be really good at disrupting the claw shots, getting behind the lines. He's got flying units. The Greater Water Elemental is one of the last things that can do turn and surge shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I love it.
Yep.
I kind of wish that there were a little bit more items in this Trident Realm list instead of spells, but
Yes,
that's
this
to
is
taste.
the surge tax in Trident Realm is real.
It
But
is. Yeah.
I remember like Trident Realm were one of the tougher matchups when I played rats regularly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
the snare everywhere sucks when you hit on 4s.
Yeah.
Oh god, and Ector too. Like you think, oh,
Yeah.
who's this guy? He's
Yeah.
12, 14. He's
Ector's
so
one
hard
of
to
the
kill.
best. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think I've only actually killed Ector twice in all the games I've played.
Yep.
And it takes concerted effort. And the Thule Mythican is one of my favorite units in Trident Realm, actually. Because he doesn't look like anything, but he also hits on 3s with Crushing 1 and 5 attacks.
He can
Yeah.
do a
Yeah,
thing.
for
And
80
he can
points.
he can stop
Really
stuff. Yeah.
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 He still is a snare and inspired. I'm gonna go with Velther because also, Michael, you're great. That's my middle name, but Velther is a much cooler name as well. So
Oh my god.
Thanks a lot, Alex. Not only did
Wow.
you stole my middle name and you stole my reason for voting for Valther. Like Valther is like somebody
already
created a D&D character's
Yeah.
name and then just kept it for themselves.
yeah. Well, we already established that I'm a horrible person. So
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
That's true.
Precedent.
That's very true.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Valther too, and I'm going to name my next D&D character Valther.
I thought you were going to say child. That would have been way better.
Yeah, D&D character's not non-committal enough, Keith.
yeah. Next
child. Next child, Keith.
Next child.
Yeah.
It's like it's my first matchup cast or something.
I'm going Michael Ireland because I find rats difficult to play. And he also called his list Rats All, folks.
Oh, that's good. Actually, that is a bonus point for sure.
That's quality.
Yeah. Soft scores count in the Northeast, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
they do.
appreciate a good pun. It's like Kevin Spears says, you can't always make them laugh, but you can always make them groan.
Names versus puns. Here we go. That's the deciding factor. All right. So here we go. Table 10. The worst of the worst.
Yeah.
I think this is the nice off. This is the nice off right here.
I think like half
Chris
the tables are
Pelletier
nice off.
and Doug Blake.
Oh wow.
Fuck. It's matchups like these that make me hate the fact that I'm not going. Like, god damn it.
It makes me feel bad
That's
that I'm a bad
right.
person. When
It's
you see
true.
People like these guys play. You're like, oh, that's what being a nice person's about.
Right.
It just reminds me of something to aspire to, right? And then I promptly forget the very next game. But
Like next tournament.
that brief moment.
Yep.
A small conscience. Small conscience.
Yeah. Small little twinge, and then it's back to normal. Yeah.
All right.
So,
John, you want to take Chris's Night Stalker list?
absolutely. Chris has 2 regiments of scarecrows, one with the scrying gem, 2 troops of phantoms, 2 regiments of needle fangs, 1 planar apparition, 2 hordes of fiends, 1 with McWars, 1 with Jesse's boots, 2 terrors, 1 shadow hulk, 1 portal of despair, and 1 void lurker with the brew of strength. So crushing 3 on that bad boy.
Yikes.
Keith?
So Doug E. Fresh with the League of Rortia. He's got 2 regiments of Halfling Braves. He has 2 hordes of Spear Phalanx, both of them with Indomitable Wills, and both of them exchanging spears for pikes, gaining ensnare. He has 2 troops of mounted scouts. He has a horde of honor guard with brew of sharpness. He has 2 cannons. He has a Duke on winged Arales with staying stone and another with slashing. And he has 2 wizards.
No.
Just the ones that, he's got all the loadouts of yeah. Hey! And Alex has coined these ones. 1 with Conjurer Staff, Bane Shant, mounted on a Pegasus, replace Fireball with Lightning Bolt. The other one with the same, with the Inspiring Talisman. The other the same with the Boomstick, and no Bane Shant. Awesome. And the Battle Shrine, because
Battle Shrine.
It auto-populates.
It does.
Yep.
Can confirm. Well, I really like. I'm gonna say it. I really like both lists. Like, obviously, I like.
Oh, God damn it, Alex! We made it so long in this cast.
I was just when we were going through Chris's list, I'm like, this is a really cool Night Stalkers list, and then we went to League of Rortia, which is what I'm working on right now. And Doug and I have talked a little bit about Rortia, and yeah, This is tough to pick because.
I'm going to go with Chris. I think that the
Yeah.
lists themselves, like Doug's list, has a lot of serious potential. I think that it is two of the best anvils in the game, and then you can follow that up with a bunch of lightning bolt, rally 2 to make the anvils even better, and then you have the Dukes and Ancient Winged Larelas, which are up there in like the top 3 winged monsters. They're like Beasts of Nature, Vampot, and Pegasus equivalents. And they're like mini flying anvils themselves, because I don't think people, it's not until you hit them you're like, wait, you have Iron Resolve and Radiance of Life. It's like a weird roll to give. It's awesome. And
They're
I think that
essentially 17-19 because you're never going to kill them in one go.
Right. And
Exactly.
I like those guys with the life leech item and
Yep.
additional iron resolve, so they just
Yeah.
tank
Yeah.
out for a bit.
Staying
like
Stone's
the
a really good
waiver
value pick
mitigation.
because then if they don't waver, they always get that Iron Resolve. That's
True
That's a
that.
good point. Yep. The Honor Guard with Brew of Sharpness is fantastic. Like, I love the list. But at the sake of sounding controversial and having played Chris Pelliter before, he's a really good player. And I love the fact that he included the Fiends with those items.
Yeah.
Very
Double-
Joey Greekish.
Double Terror is really
Yeah.
strong. Really
Yeah.
strong.
Terror's
And I
no
think
joke.
With
It's
the
not.
planar apparition backing it up.
Mhm.
I
Yep,
don't
it's a
want
really
to
tough
face
one.
Chris's list with my Rordia, and
There's only
Yeah.
so much lightning bolt to go around, right?
no, yeah, it's just it doesn't. You know what? After playing Lightning Bolt, 15 to 21 for most of the last year, it's good, but it's not amazing. And there's so much fearless nerve.
Right.
in
I mean,
that
you
type
look
of
at it, it's like
list.
-19, -19, -20, -16, because the portal should be a
Yeah.
Even
scoring unit that's
Phantom-
-16.
The Phantom the chaff is fearless. Like Chris's list is very strong.
It's very good. I'll be interested to hear how both the Scrying Gem and the Brew of Strength work out, because those are things like, having built a couple Night Stalkers lists, that it didn't come to me like, oh, I should put Brew of Strength on this. Usually you look at the nerf and you're like, yep, waiver mitigation, you put Chalice or Headstrong on the Void Lurker, because the combo is really well with the regen. But yeah, I love this list. I think this is one of my favorite lists. Is the one that Chris put in.
Yeah.
And Doug's list is good too, but I'm gonna pick Chris to win.
All right. How about you, Alex?
I'm going with Doug. Brothers from Rordia.
Rordia Bros.
Boy, you had the same flexion that I had when I voted for Herd.
John is a neutral party. What do you think?
I'm taking Chris. I really like this Night Stalkers list, and if I was shopping a Night Stalkers list, I think it would look very similar.
Yeah. It's that should do well.
Yeah, the
That
double
should do
terrors
well.
that's a sweet play.
Yeah, it's just a headache. It's just a bunch of headaches.
A bunch of headaches. Yeah.
Well done, Chris.
You're a
right.
big old headache, Chris.
Here we got table 11. Alan Buhner against Charles Fadouk. Northern
Buhner.
Alliance against Ogres. Buhner. All right. So I'll do the Northern Alliance list. We've got a regiment of Dwarf Clansmen, which I love for the points. 2 regiments of Snow Foxes. 4, count them, 4 Ice Elemental Hordes. A Cavern Dweller. And 3 lords on Frostfangs with Snow Foxes, Ice Queens that do have heal and surge. So, and one with Wind Blast. A Wind Blast on there as well. Good times for the invade scenario.
All right. So Charles, he is taking ogres. He has 3 Red Goblin Scout troops, a Hunter Horde with Helm of Confidence, 3 Siegebreaker Hordes, Staying Stone, Chalice of Wrath, Dwarven Ale, as usual. 2 Warlocks, one with Inspiring Talisman and Drain Life, one with Conjurer's Staff and Drain Life, Kuzlo and Madfall, and Namagarok. Oh, and Forces of Nature allies.
But wait,
Bonus round.
But wait, there's more.
Naiad Heart Piercers with a Tree Herder upgraded to the Wiltfather. There you go, Joey.
Yeah,
There's a
buddy.
Wiltfather ally.
He just sat
in-
up somewhere and looked around like someone has summoned me.
That's right. Homage to
Yeah.
Joey.
There it is.
Hmm.
Wow, I love this ogres list.
This is
Mike Schettlemeyer's is my favorite, but wow, this is. Whew.
it's hard
this
to bet
takes
against
the whole-
triple lords on Frostfangs, but yeah.
It is. It is. God, I don't know. Alan's list is really good, and it's one of those that it's so dirty on paper. But I think when you put it on the table, you run into some problems that, you don't really have any hammers. You have 4 hordes that hit on melee 4, and like he was saying in one of the episodes of Drunken Disorderly, is that it's dash 17, and eventually a volume of attacks will crack dash 17. We'll
he's
come in
got-
through it.
Triple Siege Breakers is a volume of attacks.
Yes.
That
They are
don't,
made
that
for
don't
each other.
care as much about Icy Breath, right?
Yes.
They don't.
No.
Big shield certainly helps that.
I think how well he can. I love Cavern Dwellers. I was running Berenger for a little while with double Cavern Dwellers, double Lords on Frostfangs,
Mhm.
and then another variation was double Lords with double Thanes on Frostfangs. And if you can position them correctly, they really can fix a lot of problems.
God.
Like they fill a lot of deficiencies in a list.
When you have the best army upgrade in the game
Yeah.
with Snow Foxes, oh God, what a perfect unit. I like the play that Charles can do though, where he can move the Siege Breakers out, because the way the map is, right, you're funneling everyone into the middle.
Yep.
The scouts are behind the Siege Breakers.
Yes.
They will move forward 10. Ice Elementals can shoot them to their heart's content, and then the Siege Breakers go in.
Yeah.
I was Hunters
just
can
gonna
take
say,
a flank, and then
having
there's Drain
three-
Life.
3 speed 10 chaff pieces is going to be very huge.
Right, the Type 3 is a big deal.
Yeah.
And the lightning bolt from the warlocks doesn't care about the stealthy snow foxes, so that chaff, if it's not protected, is gone.
And the
Very
Heart
early.
Piercers move up, and you got a Tree Herder running around causing problems. Yeah.
That Tree Herder with the Siege Breakers is hilarious,
Oh,
right? Bringing
sorry.
the Cloak of Death up with the Siege
Wiltfather
Breakers.
running
Wiltfather,
around, right?
yeah.
And Cuzzel and Madfall are awesome.
Yeah.
I have played against them multiple times, and they're
Dude,
again
screw those guys.
just a headache. Just a headache.
Brutal and Kuzlo, baby. Brutal and Kuzlo.
Yeah.
Brutal and Kuzlo. Yeah.
Not Dread is so strong.
So when you get to that grind area, to add insult to injury,
You
when
got
the Ice
Cloak of
Elementals
Death,
are hurt,
Hurdle,
you
and
have
Dread.
Cloak of Death. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know Charles as a player, but I think that, oh God, everybody drank. He has the tools to accomplish in this list too.
All right, so
get
Keith,
some
you're
serious
picking
work done.
Charles?
Yeah, I like Alan Beener, and I would vote for him if he brought Herd, but I can't in good conscience vote for this list. So I'm going to go with Ogres as well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with ogres.
John?
I'm going to go Northern Alliance. I think that it sounds like Alan's been practicing. I'm keeping an eye on the chat here. He's been playing Mike, so that's good. Mike's good. He plays Ogres well. And it also says the Northern Alliance take 10. 10th iteration of the list.
That's right. You
The other one's only
picked up on
version
that
2.
too, huh?
Oh,
So,
that's true. Well,
fair.
NA might
Higher
be
numbers
not
are better,
applicable.
right? Higher
Not
numbers are
applicable.
automatically
System
better.
error.
It's math,
Take that.
right? Right, Steve Hildrew? It's just math. It's
just
simple
math.
Math. Just math.
All right. So
Ooh.
now we've got
Bart Kohler.
Bart Kohler's
Who's
Trident
this
Realm
schmuck?
against Pat O'Neill's Dwarves. So another
Just
Trident
another-
Realm, another Dwarf.
Another nice guy table.
Yep.
Indeed.
We only brought 3 armies to this GT, and it was
Trident Realm, dwarves, and
Realms,
undead.
dwarves, and
Ogres. There's ogres
Oh,
too.
ogres.
Yeah.
ogres and
Yeah,
enforcers
A
of the
healthy
abyss.
representation of 4
Of
different
5.
armies.
undead.
Yeah.
All the neutral.
The meta's doing really well.
Yep. All right,
Come
John,
to the
you want to go through the
northeast.
Trident
There's lots
Realms?
of dwarves and
Sure. So this is Bart's Black Lagoon, the Riverguard Tree Leapers Regiment, 3 regiments of Tidal Swarm, 3 hordes of Depth Horrors, 1 regiment of Dam Busters, 1 horde of Gigas with McWar's Potion of Caterpillar, 2 Knuckers, 1 Kraken, a Worm Rider Centurion, a Depth Horror Eternal, and a Riverguard Dambuster Sentinel with Pipes of Terror for that extra brutal.
Boom. All right, Keith. Dwarves again?
Sure, why not? Let's take a horde of Bulwarkers with Staying Stone and Throwing Mastiff, 3 troops of Sharpshooters, 2 regiments of Brock Riders with the items that you give them, 3 hordes of Earth Elementals, 2 Mastiff Hunting Packs with Throwing Mastiffs, dogs on dogs on dogs, 2 Berserker Lords, both mounted, one with Blade of the Beast Slayer, one with Mournful Blade, I like it, a Stone Priest with Conjurer Staff and Banechant, and a Dwarf Army Standard Bearer.
I like Bart's list quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that the Dwarf list, while it will play good take and hold scenarios effectively, there's no hammers. Everything hits on 4s.
Yeah.
The terrain is covered, and you're playing against an ensnare army. Like the sake of sounding a broken reader.
Right.
Yeah.
And invade, you can't. It doesn't want to necessarily go across the table and get anything. And Tidal Swarm sucks so bad.
They're worth. This is the list
Yeah.
you want to face with those throwing dog. Dwarf
Yeah, no
lists.
shit, no joke.
Yep.
Not this.
Not this one. Yeah. God, dash 12 with ensnare on chaff
And
is so
scout,
good.
just get up the table.
Yeah.
Hi, what's
Yeah.
up?
So obnoxious.
They are.
Yeah.
They
And
really
triple
are.
depth doors. Yeah.
And then all these individual characters, the
lot of-
Knuckers, the Kraken, the
nimble,
Worm
a lot of
Rider,
nimble.
the Eternal, the Dam Buster, all that stuff's going to go across the board, and Pat will never
Yeah.
get a chance to fight it anytime that Bart doesn't want him to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bart's gonna control all the engagements.
And he's got a lot of scoring units.
Yes, he does.
He
And
does.
mobile scoring unit. Yeah.
This could be a game where everything but Pat's Earth Elementals die.
Yep.
And
Because that's what
Bart
he
wins.
wants, right?
Yeah.
And
Bart
they still
just
might
chokes
not
up.
be across the board. They're just gonna be alive.
Yeah, Bart chokes both of the flanks with a bunch of nimble, awesome characters, and then the front has
Yeah, those
Depth
Knuckers
Wars.
can get around. Knuckers and Riverguard.
Yeah,
can
or
all
just throw the
go around.
Kraken up there right in the middle and be like, you can't kill me.
Yeah.
you can't. I just
Well, he's
keep
got
regening.
small stuff and flying stuff to get over those obstacles.
Yeah,
And the
Mhm.
Yeah.
Busters have Strider too, right? So
Pat's everything will hit on 5s. He doesn't have any shoot. Does he have shooting? Did he bring any? I didn't see any.
He's got some
Sharpshooters.
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 2 dogs or 3 dogs.
And some
Three-
dogs, yeah. So
three
not
dogs.
really enough to force somebody to come back. And
No, the Kraken just sits there
Yeah.
and absorbs
And
it all
everyone-
and loves
Yeah.
every second of it.
yeah, everybody knows the secret to beating Bart is waiting until later rounds where like his back is hurting because he's old, and that's how you get him.
Yeah.
That's the secret sauce right
True,
there.
truer
First
word,
round.
my man.
Oh
Truer
yeah,
word.
yeah. Bart just pointed out that everything in his list scores.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
love
favorite
it.
kind of list.
That's like my
Yeah.
old rat list. It's just like everything scores.
Yep.
You gotta kill it all.
Nimble single models are very powerful right now.
Yes,
So all 3 of these bad boys, yeah, they get it done.
get it done.
All right, so we got Bart.
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 Ouch. Sorry,
God,
Pat.
I don't think I voted for anyone from the Northeast. I'm a really shitty teammate
Yes.
and person, as we've
You're
established.
But John and I are the terrible people.
This is true.
You're,
Always hang
you're
out with.
supposed to be the shining light, Keith.
Well, you always have to hang out with people that make you better and look better in comparison. So
Good picks, then. Good
it's
picks.
true. Thanks, John. We invited you for a reason.
I knew it.
My purpose is just to read every single dwarf list. That's what I've been called to
vote
do.
against
So
Vote against.
now we've got my other favorite list in the tournament. It's not the elf.
Oh,
We got news
yeah.
Oh,
for
we
it. It's
haven't
not
gotten
the
to my
elves.
favorite lists yet. We
Yeah,
picked
this is
our
a great-
2 favorite.
I owe Rob
So
one.
we've got Mike Austin and Rob Allison. So I'll take Mike's list because it's really easy to read here. We've got 4 hordes of Palace Guard, 1 with Caterpillar, 1 with Striding, 1 with Staying Stone. We've got 2 troops of Silver Breeze, 3 Dragon Breaths. We've got an Elven King mounted with the Shard Blade and a Hunting Cat. We've got 2 Lords on Dracons, not dragons. And then we've got 1 Elven Archmage with the Boomstick and Lightning Bolt 5 and Baneshant 2 that is also mounted. That's what we've got.
I think that like wraps Mike Austin's personality up in a nutshell.
Here I am. Deal with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Palace Guard breath.
All right, so
So-
Rob Allison is bringing Rats and Friends, which is, a theme near and dear to my heart. So he's got a horde of warriors. He's got 2 hordes of shock troops with plague pots, one with caterpillar, one with fire oil, 2 troops of claw shots, 3 weapon teams, and he's got 1 brood mother with loot and the blight staff, Mother Kryza, and Scud the Bud. But wait, there's more. He's got Abyssal Dwarf allies, 2 hordes of lesser obsidian golems, and an ironcaster.
Yeah, buddy.
Whew. That's how you do Ratkin slaves, guys.
That's right. Amen.
Ouch.
This
God,
list
that's
just screams,
true.
"Come get me and see what
Yeah.
happens."
Fuck around and find out.
That's right. That's right.
Well, a little bit of a breath off.
Yep.
They're both geared exactly the same way. Just smash in and see who wins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The 4 hordes of Palace Guard are going to really get in their own way, right? You'll have 1 on each flank, 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
this table
Different
setup's not great for that, right? The funnel in the
Not.
middle is going to cause a problem.
Right. Which is weird to being like, oh, we're comparing a Ratkin and an elf list, and I'm saying, yeah, the elf's hordes are really going to get in their way.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's going to be, he's got Pathfinder and
Striding.
which will help because I think there's going to be stuff in the way for almost every charge he gets.
Hmm.
Oh.
Man.
But then, the rats have a little bit of wound reclamation with the Radiance
Little
of
drain life.
Drain life.
Yeah.
Mother
Little-
Cries
That's
is
pretty
awesome.
good.
I've been using her for the last couple of games.
Oh, she's so good. It's
yeah.
Yeah,
stupid
she's
good.
really good.
Wow. What a hot take, Alex. Mother Cries is amazing.
Yeah, I was holding out.
I did too. That's funny. I was told that I was like, "Oh, she's not all that," and I was like, "Oh, she is
no, she's
all that,
great. She's great.
all that."
Yeah.
All that and a bag of chips, and then
Cloak of Death.
2 hordes of logs. Like,
Yep.
ugh, gross. I'm gonna vote rats because rats against elves. Can't. Also, I feel bad for picking against Rob and Best of the Rest matchup cast way back in the day, and I was wrong then. I'm not gonna be wrong this time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Learn your lesson.
Yeah.
I'm going elves. I think you'll do it. You just got to stack the Palace Guard. Don't spread them wide. Just stack them up.
Waves upon
and
waves
of
of
Palace Guard.
frail elven bodies.
That's right. You just step over your dead buddies. It's fine.
Oh God, this is really hard. I got to go with Rob. I really like the allies.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
don't like them, but God, I like them. I think they fit so well in here. I think it's even better than the Siegebreaker allies that were in some of the Masters lists.
So many lists, yes.
So many. It's gonna be a close one. This would be a good candidate
Oh, it's
for like a
definitely no
stream
walkover.
game, you know?
Yeah,
No,
really
It's
good-
gonna be
no.
bloody.
good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh.
it's just gonna be a mess. John and I have played elves versus
Oh yeah. This is just
like
messy.
it's a
Everything's
turn-
dead.
turn 6-7 decision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Down to the wire.
And it's whoever's
This'll be
got
good.
something left to scoot across the line to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Limp-
Mother
limp
Cries,
over.
she'll still be
Yeah,
there.
that's the one
Yeah.
thing is that the rat list has a lot of a lot of scoring stuff. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so there we have it.
Thinking about like all of these lists, the taking claw shots, sharpshooters, all that, I could see players just stacking one side and just running them.
Mm-hmm.
Just running them across, not even bothering trying to line up for angles, just using them as like
That
4
is
unit strength.
My secret
Yeah.
sauce there, so don't give it away.
Says the TO of the tournament.
So we
Play the
have the
scenario.
only salamander list.
I was gonna
in
say,
the
shit, we
entire
got a
event.
new list in the running here.
Yes,
I haven't
it's
seen-
not an
it's a
ogre
new
list.
faction.
Salamanders in the Northeast.
Oh, and then undead.
Oh,
Oh.
but it's Ray's undead.
But
so
it's cool
okay.
undead. That's
It's
right.
okay. It's
cool.
hipster undead.
It's wearing scorpion green pants right now.
Yes.
All right, John, you want to do the salamanders list?
Sure. Let's see. Salamanders are a horde of primes, 3 troops of ancients, 2 hordes of tyrants, 1 with brew of haste, 1 with sharpness, the rhinosaur cav with striding, ember sprites, 2 regiments at least. Is there any more of those? Nope, just 2. 3 Lekka whatevers. 3 of those guys.
Yes.
3 clan lords. And they are mounted on a raptor, all of them. 1 with mournful blade. That's fun. A battle captain as well with Path of Fire upgrade to give Pathfinder to the heavy infantry.
Yeah, so this is Catherine Royer's list.
That will
I
help
just
on
realized
this.
her.
quite a
That's-
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll definitely help on this map for sure. Run through those woods all you want.
Those ancients need some help. So with only speed 4, so
Yeah, right. They could get stuck and really sucks
Yep.
when that happens. All right, Keith, you want to take Ray's list?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legions of zombies. 1 horde of trolls with brew of sharpness. 2 gore blights. 1 revenant king with surge. 5. 2 revenant kings, or revenants on undead great burrowing worms with blade of slashing. A necromancer with the aura of vicious melee zombie only, and a undead standard bearer with the tome of darkness.
oof.
Not your average undead.
No.
Wow.
Yep. So the 3 mounted clan lords on raptors for 135 points each. This is the last thing that you want to send them up against. It's a whole bunch
Yeah.
of zombies.
That's
that, like,
unfortunate, right?
right.
Yeah.
You can't even get behind them because they cover the whole board. Like you can just deploy Ray's army right now. 4 in
Yeah,
the middle.
just-
Those Gorblights, such a good addition to his like zombie waves of zombies. I love it.
Yeah. There'll be people that will go up against this and be like, oh, what a fun gimmicky list. I bet that this is just
No.
going to be a push it for beer and pretzels. And then they're going to meet Ray Wine, who's one of the nicest people on the planet, but is also really, really good at this game. And they're going to lose. So, yeah, don't let your guard down against this list.
Yeah.
Holy
Now that he's
moly.
added like actual threats to the
Yep.
list, like it's not just regiments of zombies for a gag. Like this can do something.
Yeah,
Especially-
and zombies can kill tyrants over time, right?
Defense
Yep.
4 is a
Legion.
liability against
Yeah.
all those attacks. Yeah.
No heal on the salamanders. The Rev
Like-
King can jump in front and be chaff because that thing's hard
Yep.
to kill.
Run
Yep.
the burrowing
Yeah.
worms out threat the tyrants.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
Mhm.
thing is with the tyrants, like they have a lot of attacks, but Corey, hitting on 4 is a tough mistress. Like there is a turn where you get 7 hits and you're like, well, that's the end of that unit because you're not, so
Yep.
I think I don't dislike the salamanders list. I think it's actually a pretty solid list overall.
Mhm.
I just think it's
I think this is just a bad matchup for it.
Because those like Illidan's are great, but not
Yeah.
so much here when you're shooting all this fearless high nerve stuff.
Yeah, none of it cares.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, shoot me. I don't care.
I think that
Like
the
you said, the
orc,
clan lords and the like Illidan's don't have much to do this game.
the orc and the ogre lists will be better matchups against this undead.
Oh yeah, like
combat
those
based.
more.
Oh,
It's
I'll
just not
repair,
enough
I'll
attacks.
repair that right now. Hold on.
Yeah, there's
Put
not
K2
enough
up against
attacks in the
Ray's list
salamanders list
No,
at
that's
all.
right.
The 3 troops of ancients, the tyrants hitting on 4s. Your only true hammer that could kill a legion in 2 turns is maybe the rhinosaur.
Mhm.
Everything else,
Everything's
is
gonna
maybe
need
free.
Maybe.
Legion.
Right.
at least.
Well, the Rhinosaur doesn't grind super well. I mean, it goes down to crushing 1, which, I mean, it's all relatively wasted on defense 2. So
Yeah.
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
just
still
the volume of attacks. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
can jam up the tyrants with other stuff and just waste time.
Yeah, rhinos only have 1 turn of Strider too. So if you just like don't countercharge. Then you're like, good luck.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So is this a Ray sweep?
Yep.
Yep.
Zombies.
All right. Table 15. Nick Scabetta and Trident Realms. Do love all these Trident Realms lists. They are super cool.
Speaking of,
And we're
Trident
not
lists
even
that I've
done
had
yet
trouble
with the
in
Trident
past.
Realms.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
know
even
it.
done. The
And
fact
then
that
we've
Nick
got-
Shabetta's going to be there and I'm not is also what's making me sad because we always drink copious amounts of scotch and bourbon and smoke way too many cigars.
He's a
All
good
right.
dude for that stuff.
I think
He's a
that
great
dude is,
dude for that.
is like
Yeah.
50% scotch and cigars. Like
That is, yeah. He's an elemental.
Scotch Elemental.
Scotch elemental.
smoky notes.
All right, so I'll do Nick's list. So he's got a horde of ensnarers, 2 regiments of heart piercers, 1 with a piercing arrow, a horde of worm riders with blessing of the gods, 2 hordes of gigas, 1 with the pipes of terror, a kraken, 2 knuckers, a envoy with bastion, and Ector, a worm rider centurion, and a Thule Mythician with the boomstick and lightning bolt 3.
I like how you called it as dual mythician. I'm going to refer to that as it now on.
Dual mathematician.
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 It's just simple math. So Tom Zetter has Forces of Nature list. The real Forces of Nature, folks. This isn't the fake stuff.
This is
the
for real.
This is the real one.
Real deal.
J-Lo, baby. I'm real.
All right, so he's got 2 regiments of heart piercers, a regiment of hunters of the wild. Those are rarely seen.
Rare, the rarest of the rare.
Yeah. 2 forest shambler hordes, 1 with brew of strength, 1 with sharpness. Scorchwing horde. 3, count them, 3 tree herders.
Trace.
What? Oh, triple trouble. Third one is upgraded to the Wilt Father, of course. And then he's got a unicorn with the loot.
That's right.
And
Kapoka.
And
Kapoka.
Kapoka. The
Wow.
hidden savior, secret sauce of the tree folk. Oof.
This one's a list that's coming at you.
Yeah, this is a. Ugh.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, facing this in Invade.
Sucks.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm already here. Where are you?
Yep.
So the game is going to be played on Nick's side of the board,
Yes, it is.
which
I don't know. I
I don't
mean,
know if Tom can kill Nick's stuff very quickly. I guess triple tree herders can kill stuff depending on how.
I
he
don't think
groups
Nick
them.
can
But
kill
just-
his stuff
just have to-
back.
No, that's true.
Just have to do it quickly. It just has
No.
to do it over a turn,
Yeah.
6 turns
Yeah,
or 5
true.
5 turns because
Well,
he'll be
that's-
there.
Yeah, everything's going to happen on Nick's side, so it's just don't. Yeah, it's going to be a frustrating game for Nick, I think.
Yeah, and the heart piercers suck for Nick, and the heart
It all
piercers,
sucks for Nick.
against
Yeah.
Tom's list. Not so much of a big deal, right?
man, but Forest Shambler, there's so many expensive points on the Forest
Yeah, those
Shambler,
items on the Forest Shamblers are odd. I would
right? Like,
prefer 3 hordes of Forest Shamblers instead of the hunters and the items, maybe.
I
the
I was
items
going
make
to say,
those a
where's
threat,
the
though.
where's the
Yeah.
Pegasus in this list? You know, where's
Yeah.
your Jeff?
Another
at the same
Pegasus will
time-
go-
It's just gonna punch you and keep punching.
Yeah.
you.
or just a 3rd regiment of heart piercers as opposed to the.
The hunters are a
Hunter.
weird choice.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
They
sure they
don't-
look. I feel like they're like a modeling choice. They probably.
he probably has a sweet unit for them.
They
His
probably look
stuff's
great.
awesome looking, so he probably
Yeah.
has a sweet unit for them.
And it
Exactly.
scouts and gets up the board and hits
Yeah.
on
And it's
threes. And
another-
it has
and it's another
vicious,
verdant
another
wheel.
vicious- right?
defense 5 phalanx for cheap. Right.
Right.
That's
I mean,
pretty good.
I might have put the brew strength on them rather than the
Yep.
Forest Shamblers, to be honest.
That would have been a better pick, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
they are melee
With the
3.
regiment. Ooh,
Yeah, you get way more bang for your
Mhm.
buck on them.
wow.
Right.
I love backseat driving. That's a great idea.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
Hey,
good.
I got all sorts of great ideas for not myself.
Yeah.
Just no time to play. I
True.
mean, we're going to run into the same thing, though, where, like, here's, aside from the tree herders, here's a bunch of your hammers hit on 4s against Trident
Yeah.
Realm.
Yep.
And it's like
yeah, but
every
he doesn't
Trident
have
Realm
as much
nation.
in snare in the Trident realms.
Right,
he's
got
got
the 2
Worm
Gigas
Riders
block.
and Gigas.
Yeah,
don't have in
Gigas
snare.
don't want to face off against tree herders.
He's got a horde
No.
of snarers, too.
He's got the Horde
Yeah,
of the snares.
that
but
will
And the
also be
Kraken.
stuck in
Yeah.
his deployment zone.
Yeah.
Yep, forever.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
And
I think this is-
Invade, Nick can't get across the board now.
This is definitely a scenario pick
oh yeah,
combined with the list, obviously, because it's like, facing off against what, like almost 6 or 7 scouting units, all defense 5 or 6. It's just going to be a mess.
now I think there's a fun play where if he does scout all the way up, Nick
Yeah.
can just run half his army around him.
He sure can.
Yeah, Knuckers are pretty
He's
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you get Knuckers behind Forest Shamblers, they can do something.
Yep, they have Pathfinder.
And,
Crush one,
the
Thunder one.
Centurion.
The Centurion can get around. The Worm Riders can get around. Like, he's fast. You know,
Yeah.
this will be a. I think this will be one of the more interesting matches to see how
Yeah.
it plays out.
Yeah, because like even if it is on Nick's half of the board, it's a little bit of a slap fight.
It's a
And don't
lot
forget
of
that
low
there's
unit strength, too.
Weakness 3 sitting out there on Kapoka. saying-
Weakness on Kapoka is more important than Phalanx.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
By
It is-
a long shot.
It is very, very frustrating when you get
Yep.
weakness. When you line up charge on a tree herder.
Those stupid Gigas or those Worm Riders are going to be like,
Oh,
yeah, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Decision time.
I'm going with Tom.
Tom,
Nick.
That's
I think he'll be
cigar,
able to
man.
plank him and get around. Also, maybe he'll give me a cigar next time we hang out for voting for him. I accept bribes.
there you go.
I don't have any integrity.
I'm sure Nick is totally open to bribery.
He gets to vote first next time just so he can't be contrarian.
All right, so here we go for table 16. We have Marcelo Rauco against Thomas Struther. So, John, you want to take Marcelo's list?
Sure. We got another League of Rordia list. We've got 2 Spear Phalanxes upgrading to Pikes. We have 3 troops of Halfling Knights, 2 Honor Guard Hordes, 1 with McWars, 1 with Jesse's Boots, 3 Volley Guns, 1 Cannon, a Duke on Ancient Winged Arrowlez, a Baron with the Loot, a Wizard with Boomstick, Bane Chant, and switching for Lightning Bolt, Dogs of War, so the defense 5 Pikes, and a Battle Shrine.
Bam.
Yeah.
All right, Keith.
We have a horde of slave orcs, 2 troops of gargoyles, 2 regiments of abyssal half-breeds, 1 with Sir Jesse's Boots of Striding and 1 with Macwars, 2 hordes of lesser obsidian golems, 1 with the Blade of Slashing, 1 with Healing Brew. We have an Iron Caster with Shroud of the Saint, replacing Fireball with Surge. We have Braki Barca, we have Basusu the Vile, and because you can never have enough defense 6, we have allied siege breakers with 2 hordes with an army standard. Ugh.
Leaning into it all the way.
That's
The rumors
it.
Yeah.
of Basusu's
Respect.
demise have been exaggerated.
Yeah. I really like Marcelo's League of
Yeah.
Ordia. He did great at Masters with Brother
Yeah.
Mark, and I think that now he's taking the more competitive army. It's a toolbox, and he's the kind of guy that seems like he works really well with toolboxes. Like, you have the mounted, Baron, who's
Actually,
great
the
at.
Baron's not. The Baron's
Oh,
not.
he's
mounted.
not. Oh,
No.
just with loot. Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
a weird
he's-
choice.
He's an upgraded ASB at this point. And
Right,
yeah,
he's-
putting him on a horse makes him like an amazing toolbox character. Like,
Correct.
He's
Can do
really
all
good
the
at
things you
grounding.
need to do.
Grounding
one of my
casters.
favorites, yeah.
He's inspiring. He's a Bane
Mm.
chanter. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
horse, he's pretty
one of my
slick.
Yeah.
favorite.
Mm.
Yeah, again, volley guns over cannons. Like he has one,
He's got 1 cannon too, though.
One-
He's
yeah.
got 3 volley guns and a cannon for
and
the
then the
shot.
lightning
He
bolt.
can-
battle,
he can-
the lightning bolt wizard's on foot, so I think he's got like this little shooting battery battle group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I ran 2 regiments of pikes with a foot guard horde or a dogs of war horde on and off, and it's a really versatile
Yeah.
battle group.
Yep.
That can really hold space well for its points.
It's almost like you're playing the old detachments, right?
Yeah.
You know, the flanking. That's cool.
Absolutely. It's really I like
And-
the list quite a bit. Obviously, double honor guard.
Thomas's list struggles with it. I mean, the Abyssal Half-Breeds can't fight the Pikes. They probably die Lightning Bolt and the Volley Guns. And the Obsidian Golems, they can't fight the Pikes because Ensnare is not great for them.
Nope.
Yep.
Same with the Slave Works.
Honor guard don't mind siege breakers.
Nope, because they've got the Pathfinder items, so they'll be wounding on 3s. So that's all they care about.
You put a couple wounds on a Siegebreaker horde, and Honor Guard will clean them up.
Yep.
And Siege Breakers, 15, 17 is tough.
Yep.
Yeah, if Thomas can deploy the gargoyles right and get that first charge off, I think he stands a chance. But
And then this guy here, the Duke on the Winged Arylez, will be flying around, waiting for his chance to flank something juicy.
Yeah.
Keeping Thomas honest.
Yeah, so there's enough
looking at
lightning
that
bolt.
Baron, why didn't you just make a standard bearer and then give your Duke like a 15-point item or something?
Yeah,
It's silly.
tough. But it's just like the Baron on foot isn't terrible either. Like if
No,
he
he's a
stays with
good
your-
backfield
I've-
guy to ground flyers if you need him to.
I've
right?
used him on foot before to good effect. Like it works. It's like if you can't scrape the 25 points together, it's still better than an ASB. If you get 4 attacks plus defense 5 for 10 points.
Yeah.
It's legit. Yep.
Mm.
And
I mean, he
defense
wants him
5,
more to
like you
bane
said.
chant all the pikes he's got.
Yes,
But
exactly.
if he
He has
has to
2.
do something, he can, yeah.
I think the lightning bolt and like on will keep the gargoyles honest too. I think Marcelo definitely has the tools to deal with this.
Yeah, and his
list.
army's compact enough to kind of play this scenario on this map and do well
Yep.
with it.
He
and
brought
the
his
Halfling
own
Knights
chaff.
can just kind of run around. They don't have to be a screen. They really don't.
No.
They can just go
Yeah.
go score.
There's no shooting to threaten them, right? So
Exactly. So they could just kind of hit a flank and just chill.
I like it.
All right, choices, guys.
Marcelo or
I'm gonna go with
Marcello, is that
Marcello.
where you pronounce
Same.
it? I
Marcelo.
like it.
Same.
Thing.
All right, Universal. Okay. Moving right along, we've got Table 17. Battle of the Jays. John Vanasse
Mm.
versus Josh Austin. Abyssals versus Free Dwarves.
Ooh, there are free dwarves.
There are Free Dwarves. All right, John. Do you want to handle John's list?
Sure. So John Vanasse, he's got the Horde of Lower Abyssals. He's upgraded them to Crushing Strength 1. He's got 3 troops of Gargoyles. He's got 3 regiments of Flame Bearers. He's got 3 regiments of Abyssal Horsemen, 1 Abyssal Fiend, a Seductress, a Warlock, and a Manifestation of Baal. No items, more dudes.
You
I
want
like
to
it.
talk about a points efficient list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effective.
Lean and mean.
All right, Keith. Free Dwarves. Free the Dwarves.
Crack knuckles. Read dwarf list. 2 hordes of free dwarf shield. It's because I wore this Mike Rossi shirt. Now it's
That's
like it's
it.
a dwarf list. That's it. 1 with blessed things and a mastiff. 1 with chance of hate and a mastiff. A horde of ironclad with the aegis of the Elohi with a mastiff. 2 regiments of free dwarf Brock riders. 1 with Strider and 1 with Pathfinder. A horde of earth elementals with brew of sharpness. A Mastiff hunting pack, a greater earth elemental that is upgraded to Kragath and Colarm, a free dwarf lord with the loot of insatiable darkness, and Locke's Jewel, which gains aura iron resolve, a free dwarf stone priest, and Sveri Eaglebrax on Hellbrock.
I like Sveri a lot. The large cav berserker. He gets to double, triple attacks. He's comically hilarious.
Yep. But there's a lot of defense for in that dwarf list.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
there's a lot
And
of
a lot of piercing shooting.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep.
That's the crux, I think, right there.
And John can put out a lot of pressure with the horseman too to try to force the engagements and force him to move up.
3 fast hammers.
Yep.
The Fiend is no joke.
Bale's great.
The
The Seductress is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then Bale is just flying around plinking things with lightning bolt, threatening flanks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Oof is right. Oof. Yep, Seductress is going to go hunt that Dwarf Priest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That boy's not long for this world.
No, Seductresses are such a great deal. It's crazy what you get for 130 points.
That being said, if you were going to beat a quality player like John Vanas, Invade on the map that we have is a good one for Josh. And I don't know him as a player, but I think he has a decent matchup considering what we know the map is going to look like and what we know
the map
the
does
scenario is.
constrain John's freedom to wield his hammers. They're going to have to go.
They're funneled pretty hard into the middle, especially without the items.
Yeah,
There's
with
a lot of hills in the
Strider,
middle, too.
Yeah.
those walls side are very prohibitive. Although, maybe he'll try it.
But his cavalry grinds pretty hard, right?
Yeah,
They're still hitting on 3s with Crushing 1 and Regen and Fury, so they can take a unit of Brox, I think.
You send one on the flank with Bale. That's still a big problem.
Yep.
I would rework a lot of these items around on the free dwarf list. I think that the Brew of Sharpness on Earth Elementals. Wow, that's a really expensive unit. Yeah. That again, is mostly just kind of sitting there in the back while the rest of the stuff goes forward.
Yeah, it's not
and
the first time we've seen
it
today, and it just makes it's a head scratcher a little bit. It's so many points.
Right. Yeah, you take Sharpness because either the volume of attacks or it's something that
high
you
quality.
lose Thunderous, so you take it because you have extra points and it's mathematically better than taking Macwars or Strider.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm going to go with John on this one because I'm finally voting for somebody from the Northeast.
Yeah.
And he did amazing with this list at Masters. I think he got 12th overall. He did really good.
Yeah.
And had probably one of the best matches that was there against Eric Trowbridge. And Eric talked about it as this was one of his favorite games. It was really well played where he took him down.
Despite not playing, John knows what he's doing.
I know,
appreciate
right?
the lack of items and just the philosophical basis of the list.
Yep.
It's nice.
Because beforehand we had a playtesting day and he had a bunch of items and Basusu in here, and then after we were playing he's took all the items out and had just enough points for Manifestation of Baal, and you never look back from that.
Baal is one of the best units in the game, I think.
You have every role.
Easily.
Every role. Yep, there it is. There's every single role in the game. Yeah. Right there.
Multi-paragraph.
Stealthy, regen, and then you have Lightning Bolt, Vicious, and Fury, Brutal. It's just literally, it doesn't make any sense. You have to take him. And then he has this weird special rule that you never use, but it could be really great and
could be a game winner at some point, right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking if he gets that off on both Brox at the same time, he's just a thunderous without doing anything.
Yeah,
that'd be awful.
Yeah.
Oof. So we got one vote for John.
I'm voting for John.
Yeah.
The
same name. Can't turn away from that. Precedent's
That's right. Name brothers.
Yeah.
Despite being an unplugged gamer radio host, got to vote for that list.
All right. I know Khan's been hanging out waiting for himself to show up on here.
Yep.
He might regret it.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
So we've got table 18, the Great Khan versus Mike Atkins.
Oh.
I'm going to step away for a moment and refill my beer because this one requires a new beer.
All right. So the Mungdrul Empire. So I'll handle this one. We've got 5 troops of Fleabag Rider Sniffs. We've got 5 regiments and a horde of Fleabag Riders. The horde has Caterpillar. We've got 2 Wingets. We've got a King mounted on a Fleabag with the Mournful Blade. And we've got a Flaget mounted on a flea bag with a diadem of dragonkind. And then we've got 2 kings on chariots. So this list knows what it's doing.
Yep. Charge.
Yeah. Get over there, boys.
One speed.
Yeah. Full speed. All right. Mike Adkins, bring an undead. Counterculture list. He's got 2 regiments of zombies. He's got a horde of revenants with the double extra life leech. So life leech 3 revenants. They will never die.
I like that. I like that a lot.
2 troops of wraiths, one with the healing brew, just to be a little extra annoying.
Ugh.
A regiment of soul reaver infantry with dwarven ale. 2 hordes of zombie trolls, one with pathfinder, one with iron resolve. Oof, this is just like grind.
Yep.
Whites with striding, a gore blight, vampire lord with blade of slashing on a mount, a lich king with shroud of the saint and heal 6, so heal 9, a necromancer with inspiring talisman, bane chant 2, heal 3, and zombie vicious aura.
Yeah. It's just gonna say like you fight me all day and you kill nothing, right?
Yeah, it's if you don't kill everything, kill what you charge, which I don't like. Ron's list can't really.
Can't kill anything in a charge, right?
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
At the same time, if Ron gets the first turn, he could be across the board, and
it's true.
Mike has to fight practically in his deployment zone.
And it's still a lot of units. Like it's
right,
just a lot of units. What is his unit strength at?
It's 28 unit strength. 17 units, 15 of which score. You know.
Yeah, that's just a lot of things to chew through.
And Mike's he's got 23 unit strengths and then only 13 units. And 1, 2, 3, so only 10 of them score.
Almost all of Ron's list is speed 10.
Yes.
Think about that. Like that's insane. So he will
the
control the
chariots are
engagement.
9.
Yeah, he'll control engagements, so it could get weird.
It definitely could get weird, right?
Like, yeah, Mike has like a lot of punch with his whites and SRI, and he's got grind with the revs and trolls and gore blight. Yeah.
Ron could win this game and never kill a thing, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's like if Ron wants to like start deploying and then just deploy like 3 or 4 regiments off on a flank.
Yep.
Mike can't spread the board. He's gonna have to anchor off one of the buildings. More than likely. So, but it's still just it's a tough nut to crack with a big.
Oh yeah, I don't think Ron kills. I don't think Ron kills much of anything.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. It's such a good list. I love it.
Yeah, so when we looked at them before, Mike Adkins' list was one of my top favorite lists.
And again, he's been playing Undead for years, right?
Right.
Like,
so he knows how to use it, and it's incredible. It's super balanced. I really like the zombie trolls with the Aegis of the Elohi because they fulfill a role in that list that people won't expect until it's too late. I think that they did an Undead Army review that lasted like 2 minutes where they just agreed that everything was good except for the king on Burrowing Worm, and that was they just kind of ended it. Yep. That's my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I think Khan's been playing too much Gaslands.
He plays a lot of BattleTech.
Vroom vroom, baby. Get across that table.
A lot of Fallout. I don't know how much King's War he's been playing. So,
I'm sure he's been playing plenty.
Yeah,
but this is a fun ass list, right?
It is. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a good game. It's like one of those things where the scenario favors.
If we happen to play control, wink, wink, wink.
Yeah,
it might come up.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys. Decision time.
It's tough. I love Ron, but that Undead list and Mike piloting it is just going to be a nightmare.
Oh, do we lose John's We lost your mic again, John. I'm going to fill in. John says that he votes for the Great Khan.
Johnson.
You nailed it.
That's right.
I do
I'm also
vote for the Great Khan.
I'm going to vote for Undead. Madkins versus Mad
All
Mac.
right.
Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike.
All right. So table 19. Yet another undead army.
Yay! Don't worry, we're not
Against
done with
the only-
Undead.
The only Twilightkin army that we've got. So
We still
Zess
have
Williams Undead
Marines.
versus Jason Bazone's Twilightkin. So John, you want to do Zess's army?
Absolutely. So Zess is bringing 4 troops of ghouls, 2 regiments of Soul Reaver infantry, with 1 with Staying Stone, 2 hordes of Rev Cav, 1 with Jesse's Boots, 1 with McWars, a regiment of Soul Reaver cavalry with the Meat of Madness, a Vampire Lord with Wings of Honey Maze, a Rev King with the Loot, a Necromancer replacing Surge with Heal 3 and Bane Chant 2, another Necromancer with Mounted Inspiring Talisman on a horse with Weakness, and a third Necromancer with Shroud of the Saint and Heal 3, and also Weakness 2.
Hey, at least it's a different type of undead list, right?
I was going to say, for all the
Absolutely.
Undead that we've read, there's a lot of unique ones. I appreciate that.
All right, Keith.
Twilightkin.
Yes.
Horde of Tall Spears with Brew of Strength. 2 regiments of Kindred Glade Stalkers. 2 troops of Crone-bound Gargoyles. 2 regiments of Crone-bound Abyssal Horsemen with Strider and Pathfinder. A regiment of Crone-bound Needlefangs. 2 Crone-bound Shadow Hulks. 3 Summoner Crones. All 3 are mounted. One has Veil of Shadows, Drain Life. The other with Warbow and Drain Life. And the other one just with Drain Life. And then the Army Standard Bearer with Loot. Huh.
When I first read Zess's list, I was like, oh, 2 regiments of RevCap. But then I read it again and noticed that it was hordes of RevCap.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love.
Yes, but although this table is going to be tough for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be a tight fit. And again, Troops of Ghouls, I don't know. I just...
They need a boost.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want chaff, I mean, and you have Cav, that's what you're taking, right? Because the ghouls can at least march.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in this
But
table.
the
'cause
downside
there's too
is
much terrain.
they will waver. They will waver.
They'll get in your way. They'll
He's
break
got a
your
lot of
heart.
mounted Drain Life. And what else? And even like Gargoyles could waver them.
Yeah.
Needlefangs could waver them. Like, it's just...
But
I
at the
don't know why
core
we
of
don't
the
see
army,
the
you
death
got a
pack
lot of
more often.
weakness,
I really like
you
it.
get a lot of weakness, you get a lot of heal, or a decent amount of
Yeah.
heal anyway, I should say.
Yeah.
So the core of the undead army should remain fairly unscathed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to chew through.
And he's got the Soul Reaver blenders hanging out around the edge.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's going to be tough for the Night Stalkers to chew through, or the Twilightkin to chew through this.
Yeah, they won't have much of a
Yeah.
chance to use that drain life on something in combat because the
Oh, they
undead
do.
should be able to take off most of the stuff in one turn.
That's a
Okay,
big
that's
deal.
the
Though.
Glade Stalkers. So Glade Stalkers, it's a deal with the chaff. But even then, it's like,
Yeah. I
even
love.
with
I
that
mean,
chaff. I like that dead list. Again,
I'm surprised in the Twilight King list. I'm surprised he didn't bring more anvils, considering he's leaning into the drain life. You know, the triple drain life shenanigans, which is really good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he doesn't have the grinder units.
No butchers,
That's
right? Although the Shadow Hulks are
Two
okay.
Shadow Hulks.
Yeah,
is
those are
pretty
those will
grindy.
be good. And I think that they'll be good in this game because you can position them in key choke points and take
Yeah.
accept a lot of hindered charges,
can
and then
make
on the return you're going to
Create
get
some
drain life.
headaches for the Rev Cab with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Vampire Lord's just going to go around hunting crones and
Oh, yeah.
gargoyles, right? So he's going to
Eat
have
'em
to
The vamp
he's
is
going to have
gonna
to
be in
watch
the
out where
crone
those
zone.
crones end up at. The chromosome.
The chromosomes. I dig it.
That's what
Oh,
I hear.
I like this Twilight Kin because we don't get to see a lot of them, and I appreciate that he's going into the Drain life.
Yep.
But I probably would have outfitted it with different units to complement it. But what do I know? I'm gonna vote for it anyway because I like it. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
not be
Morals,
contrarian, and
Keith,
I'm gonna go for Twilight Kin. I think that he's gonna get some really clutch Drain lives, and the Rev Cav are gonna get bottled up on this map specifically.
I'm going to go with Zess. I've played against him with a similar list, and he pilots it really well. And I think if he can avoid getting those hordes hung up, it's just oppressive when it comes forward on the board.
Yep.
Agreed.
Eventually it gets there, right? You can't
Yep.
stop that.
Zess for me as well.
All right. So we got a 2-1 there.
I went first, and I still got to be contrarian. I dig it. This is great. This is
All right,
why I
we're in
don't
the
bet on football.
We're in the home stretch here, guys. Let's
Oh, yeah.
see.
Isn't it like a matchup tradition that we were supposed to spend like 20 minutes on the first 3 matchups and then
We did not.
And then race through the rest.
We've actually
You've got somebody here that's pushing the envelope. So we've got Matt Cassidy's League of Rordia against Joey Greek's Night Stalkers. Matt Cassidy coming back to the world of fantasy.
Yeah, I think that some history is probably due, some for people who don't know Matt Cassidy.
So Matt was big on the Warhammer fantasy scene before it all blew up. So we've worked hard to kind of pull him back into a righteous game here.
Yep.
Well, he picked a good army.
Yes.
did.
So League of Rordia, Matt Cassidy. So we've got 2 regiments of Halfling Braves, 3 regiments of Spear Phalanxes with Indomitable Will and Pikes for all of them. We've got a troop of Mounted Scouts, 2 hordes of Honor Guard with Caterpillar and Brew of Sharpness and Indomitable Will on both because it's great and you should take it.
Yep.
2 Dukes on Ancient Winged Erelezes, Chalice of Wrath on one, Staying Stone on the other. A Baron that is mounted with the Blade of Slashing. And then 3 Wizards on Pegasi, Boomstick, Conjurer, Staff, Bane, Chant, and then Naked. And a Battle Shrine for good measure.
It's a really good list.
Stamped right out of the template.
Yep. It's like, do you go Spear Horde, Pike Hordes, or do you go Pike Regiments? That's the flavor.
All right. Mr. Joey Greek has his Night Stalker army, Return of the Dread Fiend. So he's got 2 hordes of butchers, one with Mace of Crushing. Has a planar apparition. 2 hordes of fiends, one with sharpness, one with striding. 2 Soulflare regiments, a Shadow Hulk, a Portal of Despair, and the namesake of the list, triple Dread Fiends, one with Slashing, one with Staying Stone, one with Meat of Madness, and Evil Shakira, the Wailing Shadow.
Evil Shakira. That's good.
Yikes.
Yikes.
I did say that I wish I could have grudged Joey, and then now he ends up facing off against the League of Rordia list that is very similar to mine. So
Very similar.
there you go, Joey.
Oh,
It's-
grudge by proxy.
yeah.
Yep. So Matt Cassidy is a great player and he's tactical. He's going to get better with more games that he plays. He's part of the Northeast. He lives outside of Boston, so he's been playing against us. I've played against this list a couple times and helped him write it. And John Vanas and Greg and I have played against him. He's a solid player, and League of Rordia is one of the best armies. So I like this list a lot. And I mean, with this table and Ensnare, ouch.
True enough. And the
Yeah,
Fiends
Butchers
don't
is
love it
Fiend.
either.
Yeah, he's got the Sharpness Fiends, but the Butchers and the other horde of Fiends.
And the Soul Flayers also don't love it.
Yeah, and the Shadow Hug hits on 3s, but it's only got, what is it, D6 plus 6 attacks? So
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dread Fiends are a problem, but he's got plenty of Lightning Bolt and 2 ancient winged airlesses. So
It's true.
Yep.
It's good counter match, right?
yeah, definitely.
So Joey's list was my favorite list of the GT.
It's super
And
cool.
He wanted me to point out that the Wilt father is not present.
I almost didn't pick it because what's going on? There's no Wilt father.
Did you get
triple
Body
Dread
Snatch,
Fiend though?
Switched? Is it still Joey? Are we sure?
Yeah, is that the 3 Dread Fiends scoring units. These are the original large infantry and large hero, large cav are really good units in the game.
And I
They're
really
gonna
like
get
this
behind
list in
things.
any kind of objective scenario play.
Yes,
He's got the
absolutely.
Enthrall and Wind Blasts. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
this
crazy.
is my favorite list.
And
if
he's
I had
been
to pick out of
playing
all of them.
a variation of this for 3 years minimum, maybe 4, since the first Crossroads, 2018 Crossroads, right?
Yep.
So.
And he was 4-1 or 5-1 at Masters. I know he was undefeated day
he was
4.
top 5, right?
Yeah,
he finished really strong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against this list. Even I love the rodeo list, but you gotta bet against the player or bet for the player. I think on this one, and I gotta go with Joey.
I think if you're going to beat Matt Cassidy, this is his first GT, so this is the one to bet against him, and then every other one, you don't bet against him.
It's going to be a good one for him because it's a good, tough room.
It's a good room, yeah.
He's going to cut his teeth on some pretty good competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go with Joey.
I'm also going with Joey. I like this list a lot.
Yeah, I can't just be contrarian for the sake of being contrarian. Matt's an incredible player, and I love his list. But, Joey, yeah. Yep, I'm going to go with Joey.
It's also the return of the Dread Fiend.
Yes.
That's right.
Hooked me right there.
You got to vote for the name, right?
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Theme lists
and the creepy army. Oh, I wish.
All right. So now on table 20. 21, actually. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Corey Walliser and Ogres versus Isaac Sharp and Undead, the 2 most represented armies here. So, weird. John, you want to do Corey's list?
Sure.
From the Varangur region to the Ogre Undead.
Right, we converted.
That's it. So Corey's got the Red Goblin Rabble Horde, Red Goblin Scout Troop, Warrior Chariot Regiment, Boomer Horde, 2 Hunter Hordes, 1 with Brew of Haste, a Berserker Braves Regiment, a Horde of Siegebreakers with Chalice of Wrath, 1 Red Goblin Blaster, 1 Sergeant, 1 Kuzlo Madfall, 1 Nomgarak, and some Forces of Nature allies. He's got some Heart Piercers and a Unicorn.
Keith Randall
and
special.
The Unicorn's got the Lightning Bolt, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And wings, so it flies too. Sweet.
That is a thing.
All right, we have the Plague. Maybe the Plaque. We'll go with the Plague. 3 troops of skeleton warriors, 2 legions of zombies, 2 hordes of skeleton spearmen, wraiths, a troop of wraiths, a troop of wraiths, a troop of wraiths, 2 troops of Soul Reaver infantry, 1 with Chant of Hate, a horde of Revenant cavalry, a Revenant king with loot and surge, 2 necromancers, 1 with the Aura Vicious melee for zombies, and 1 with Tome of Darkness and Drain Life 4. I don't like this undead list at all.
Those poor Soul Reaver troops are
not
die.
Yeah.
World. No. I don't know, man.
And the Rev Cav with Blessing of the Gods, I would have rather seen scrape the points together for sharpness on them.
Well, yeah, if you dropped Hate off of off the troop of Soul Reavers, you could have had Brew of Strengths on the Rev Cav horde, and then that's
that would have been better too, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Corey's a seasoned enough player that he knows that the Soul Reaver troops are public enemy number 1, and once he takes that off, there's no more threats left.
Yeah,
right.
Boomers and Lightning Bolt right away.
Yeah, there's nothing else that can kill anything, right?
Anything.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough
Those
punch in the
hunters,
undead list.
those hunters are like, I'll fight all of it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fight all of
The
it.
hunters, if the hunters get a charge on that RevCab horde, it's just like they'll grind it down. It's
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm calling my first official tabling. Go Corey Walter.
Tabling.
Why not? It's late enough in the night. We've all been drinking.
I kind of love Corey's like almost one of everything list. Like it's just
It's
got
fun.
double hunters, which is
Yeah.
That's fine. Taking 2 hunters is
He's so
really
good
great.
too. Like he deploys them really well. Like he thinks turns in advance. This is going to be a great contender.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot of medium different threats, right? It's just like hard to assess
With different height, different
Mm-hmm.
widths. I mean,
I like it. Yeah,
I'm gonna say you, John.
Corey Walliser. I have yet to beat him. I have faith he'll win this round.
Woo!
The mean sweep.
There it is.
All right, table 22. We've got Brian Ring.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brian Ring.
We may or may not vote for you.
We may or may not vote for you. And he'll be playing Justin Lengel, who has ogres.
What? Ogres?
What?
Ogres?
No. All right, John. I'll let you read Brian's Forces of the Abyss.
All right. So Brian brings a troop of gargoyles, 2 regiments of flame bearers, 3 hordes of Molochs with an assortment of items, healing brew, boots of stratting, McWars, 2 tortured soul regiments, 2 abyssal fiends, 2 warlocks, 1 with Bane Chant, a Harlequin blood mask. That's the first time we've seen that. Ooh, with the crystal pendant. That's spicy.
Love it.
Boom, baby.
Oh, good.
And a manifestation of Baal.
Ooh. Surprising.
Yeah, not surprising that's in there to cap that list.
Right.
Yeah. They were talking about it in one of the podcasts I was listening to about the Harlequin, but because the Harlequin already comes mounted.
Yes.
Right.
So
and
it's
free
built into
mount.
the points. So free mount, and you get to put the crystal pendant on it.
Yeah. So he's not mighty, but then you can't overrun if he explodes, so it doesn't matter.
That's so good. Wow. We have ogres. Oh, and he's defense 5, so you can't even like blink him off. Oh, that's good.
With regen, yeah. So lightning bolts
regen.
With
really
regen and
important.
fury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
He's annoying.
So you kind of got to kill him.
Yep. Yikes. So we have 2 troops of Red Goblin Scouts, a regiment of warrior chariots with the Chalice of Wrath, 2 hordes of boomers, a crocodog hunter with crocodog, a regiment of berserker braves, 2 hordes of siege breakers, an ogre warlock.
Here's the rest.
A sergeant with the blade of slashing, a berserker bully, and a Magamarok.
And the sergeant is on a chariot.
Yep, mounted
Yeah.
on a chariot.
I like that unit.
Mm.
Especially
That's a
with
sweet
Berserker Bully. Yeah, it's a good combo. Nice fast combat characters.
Ogres are going to benefit from the terrain. I think
Sure.
we'll give them a lot of cover to advance in.
Yeah. See,
It's
the
just
Moloch's monstrous infantry footprint's going to be a pain against ogres because they're going to be able to pile in. Where the
Mhm.
Molochs can't.
You get 2 or 3 units into them, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the flame bearers are going to pull their weight in a lot of these games. But I think that this first round really takes those 18-inch range piercing ones shooting and puts it on the back burner.
Yeah, I think with the scouts and stuff, he can
The scouts can pin stuff down, yeah.
or
Yeah.
just get in the way when
Yep.
to get the boomers into position because all that the tortured souls and the Molochs are defense 4. So the
Yeah,
boomers
so
are
they
gonna
wanted
be able to
those
earn
boomers
some
are all
points.
over that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
The Berserker Bully, he's cool.
He's
Yeah.
great.
He makes a
so
lot of
good.
things happen.
he's like
Yeah.
a weird mini dragon.
Mhm.
He is. He's really points efficient for what he does, the Berserker Bully.
Yeah, everyone complains about Frostfang Lords, but like this guy's 130 points. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. A
Hmm.
lot of attacks.
Brian's, I don't know Justin. Brian's a pretty good player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian's
Justin a nerd
Brian's quite
hammer?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
and
Yeah,
part of
then-
Justin's
Nerd
one of the Nerd Hammer guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So he's got some good teammates. So he's playing against good people.
Yeah, this is a coin flip. Brian's a great player. He hasn't played in a little while. I haven't seen him out. I don't know if he's been to any GTs post-COVID. Not that we've had many here in the
I
Northeast.
feel like this Forces of Abyss list is very similar to what I would build out of what I have, and I like it. So I'm gonna go with Brian. I really like the Ogre list though too. So it's a bit like you said, a coin flip, but I think I'm gonna go with the Abyss list.
I'm gonna go with the Ogre list.
Hmm.
All right, Keith, decider.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Ogres. I think that the Boomers are going to be the MVPs and do a lot of heavy lifting in this.
Yeah, if you can get them into position, it's gonna be really tough to deal with them.
All
right.
right, table 23 coming at you. So we've got Dale Motley, Dwarves, against Ren Moyer and the Forces of Nature.
This next table coming up, this is my favorite table. Not this one. Sorry, Dale and Ren, but the one coming up.
Way to jump
Favorite
ahead.
table.
Wow.
Wow, Dale.
We can
Ren,
I took
This
Ren.
is my
Done.
table.
Move on. I love it.
Wow.
This is my favorite table because
Yeah.
you'll see
This
it.
is
Why.
what the
You'll see
hell
why.
is this?
'Cause
Yeah,
this
there's
What
some
is
stuff
going
happening
on?
here, guys.
Holy
So I'll
shit.
read off Dale's list. So we've got an Ironclad regiment with a Mastiff. We've got 2 Iron Guard regiments with Mastiffs, and then four Brock Rider regiments with boots, caterpillar strength, and sharpness. Then we've
Perfect.
got 2 regiments of hunting packs. Then we've got
Oh,
3
no.
dwarf lords on large beasts.
I love it.
Then we've got a mounted berserker lord with the blade, and then just a rando dwarf army standard bearer hanging out
Wait
with the
for
loot.
me.
What is he? Oh, he's running with the other dudes. Okay, yeah.
I love it.
Yes,
I
yeah,
love it.
he's running with the guys in the back, going,
Yeah,
"It's okay, they'll be fine. Watch them,
Yeah.
just watch."
And they all get cut down.
And so, Alex, now take on this other unique list.
Okay, so Ren is bringing Treebeard's Revenge, March of the Ents. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hordes of forest shamblers, 2 tree herders, one with Scrying Gem, one with Liliana's Tear upgraded to the Wildfather, and a forest warden with Tome of Darkness.
And that's it. One page.
11
Wow.
Here's what I got.
11 drops, unit strength,
27 unit
27.
strength.
Fuck.
You can't. You could not
Red-
find points for Kapoka.
Right,
You
that's
couldn't
what I was
with
just
all
thinking.
of this. Oh my god!
Yeah, the Scrying Gem
What?
and Liliana's Tear gets you 30 points. Forest Ward, I think. What is Kapoka? 145.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
Get rid of the forest warden and a couple things, and you got Kapoka in there, and then everything has
I don't
phalanx
know,
too,
you
and
may
that would be
not.
awful.
It
Oh,
would
and
be
you have
hilarious.
weakness too.
The weakness, and ugh. Oh, yeah, that would have made this matchup much.
Very one-sided.
much worse.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, could you imagine that? Well, that's good that Ren didn't do that. Good job.
Yeah, a
Oh.
couple tweaks, and this is a really incredible. Like, where's somewhere across the pond? Edhard sick just woke up. Like,
Yeah.
something's happening.
Yeah,
There's a disturbance in the force.
I've played against.
Turn 1.
Kapoka,
He's on
so-
he's on the middle table. I was like, this is something happening here.
But yeah, it's like turn 1, you're at the at the midpoint. But he's got 4 regiments of Brock Riders.
Brock's hit on 4s though.
Yeah,
Yes, they
I
do.
want them to do better than they ever do.
he's got 2 with terrain mitigation, 2 with bonuses. Like
I mean,
So
the
even
real
if they
secret
kill
is
3
the-
out of if they kill 2 or 3 units, then they get gang banged and it's over.
Yeah.
there are
Yep.
a lot of wood coming at him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Oof.
Yeah, those Berserker Lords aren't going to do very much. But I love the triple Dwarf Lord on Large Beast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But,
that's
but
really
again,
strong. Yeah,
if you're going to
Yeah.
run this kind of list, why aren't you playing free dwarves so you can get Sverry?
Yeah.
So then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, everything has wild charge +1.
Mhm.
You know?
it's
You
true.
don't need those Iron Guard. Like you
You
can
don't.
do Iron
No,
Guard,
not for this
Shield
list.
Breaker. Yes, some scouts or scouting shield breakers would be hilarious in this list.
That would be funny, right?
That'd be really good, yeah. As
I
it
would
is,
just
he's going to
love-
leave a third of his army behind.
Yeah, the thing is, if you have 3 regiments of shield breakers scouting up with all those Brocks and the Dwarf Lords and Sverry,
Yeah.
you're like, what? You got trees versus the woodsman, but now it's just a little.
Yeah, this matchup is going to be funny.
It will be funny.
Excited
again,
to watch this.
Forest Chandlers don't kill much, but there's just so many of them, and
Right.
and there's still 3 Surgers on the board, so it's gonna be weird if he gets if he's cagey and kind of like staggered with his scout moves, he could set up some really messed up.
He can
stuff.
set up nasty pit traps there, yeah.
You can. But I can't in good conscience vote for a list that didn't take Kapoka if you're taking all 4 Chandlers and Tree-Herders. So I'm going to go with Dwarves because I love the triple Brock Lord list.
I'm going spam, man.
Spam.
These Shamblers, that's my jam. The spam list, I think it's good.
Shambambling around, and I love a good name for an army. So Treebeard's Revenge.
Yep.
Go
Amen.
I bet it's
Amen,
beautiful
home
too.
slice.
I hope he's got the really cool Lord of the Rings sculpts and
I hope so.
a variety of.
I wish I could see it.
I also love his shade comments in the chat here. If I do this right, he's never leaving his deployment zone.
Yeah, I mean, it could be funny if he gets turn 1. He's just like,
I just
boom.
charges, right?
This is what's up. I'm right here. How are you?
Over,
That's a really good point.
I
Now
mean,
everyone at home.
he could have taken like Brew of Haste and Meat of Madness on something just to be like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess the turn 1 charge is happening here.
Turn 1.
Yeah.
We'll lock him down.
Put him on the tree herders, and you're just like, boom, turn 1.
For everyone at home, for your like matchup cast overused sayings bingo card, depends on who gets turn 1. You guys can all mark that off.
Yeah,
that's something we just said.
True. That's what's happening here.
This is an interesting matchup here.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, this is the one Keith wanted to skip the last matchup for.
Right, just to go to this
play
one.
by email mafia headmaster.
Yes, these are my people.
Email mafia.
Oh, God.
All right, so we got table 24, Adam Ortel against Mike Zettelmeyer. Trident Realms and Ogres, lots of each of these armies. So, John, why don't you take Adam's Trident Realm list?
All right, so the Trident Realm list, 2 troops of Tree Leapers with 3 regiments of Tree Leapers, 2 hordes of Dam Busters, 2 Knuckers, 2 Krakens, an Envoy with the Conjurer Staff and Bastion, and a Riverguard Sentinel with the Crystal Pendant.
Pure of heart.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Keith.
Here we go. We have 1 horde of hunters with Healing Brew. We have a regiment and a horde of Berserker Braves, one with Mac Wars, which I really like that item on that unit. We have 4 hordes of Shield Breakers. We have Fury, Staying Stone, Headstrong, and Strider. We have 2 Ogre Warlocks, one with Inspiring and Drain Life, the other with Drain Life. We have a Sergeant with a Mace of Crushing mounted on a chariot. We have a Berserker Bully with the Blade of the Beat Slashing and a Namagamarok.
Nice.
Oh.
These are both great lists.
Yeah, they are.
These are,
Really
and these are
fun.
both great players and people.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nice guys, nice lists, nice table.
Yes. Adam Ortel is he's really good at using he's like known for using the River Guard. I played against him a ton, and like you just don't expect it. And between that and the Ensnare, and like thank God that most of these hit on 4s, because otherwise Trident Realms would be the best army in the game.
Yeah, he's been playing.
Right, well, I think that's the balancing factor, right? They gotta.
You'd have to. They're so good, and especially in scenario play, this list is incredible. I think a lot of people are going to underestimate it, and Adam is going to kick their shit in.
Yeah, so this is an interesting matchup, right? Because Adam's got the alpha on Mike across the board with everything. So how much can Mike chaff him up with what, and then what can he counterpunch with?
Mm-hmm. Mike doesn't have a lot of chaff, but everything counterpunches super hard.
It does.
So
yeah, and you have 4 hordes of shield breakers. How much chaff do you need?
Is nimble. Like that's just something you don't see very much. It's like having, 10 nimble units. It's like the Ray Shields, right? It's like everything everything can get around you. Although with this table setup, the buildings kind of mitigate that.
You're still
Right.
funneling into the middle on this
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
It's
And those hills, there's going to be a lot of withdrawing from combat. Kraken can see over things and charge behind stuff.
Yeah.
But both these guys have been playing their respective lists for quite some time. Like,
Yes.
I've played against Mike's ogres, I think, like 4 or 5 times now. He's really good with them. Adam's been playing this since Best of the Rest or before.
Yep.
So they're well seasoned with their lists.
Coincidentally, I'm playing against both these guys in play-by-email games right now, so I hope they don't find out about each other.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Yeah, affect the betting line. Bart Kohler says he's 2-1 versus Adam this week. Just saying.
I mean, but that's Bart, though.
Yeah.
He forgot the 2-1 part. He's missing a 0 there.
Hey.
I'm
going to go with Mike. He's been like really toiling away with these ogres. I think he's gonna.
I hope he brings back the Fire Slayer ogres.
I think he is. Yeah.
Nice.
Fire Slayer ogres.
Oh yeah.
Using the Fire Slayer models.
Oh, they were some awesome converted troll slayers. They are legit amazing with giant mohawks, and yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, he's been talking about it because it's like his old Warhammer army.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the one he's bringing.
I'm very
Nice.
excited for this. I'll take
Force
pictures and
Siege
send them to
Breakers
you
gets my
guys.
vote.
What'd you say, John?
Force Siege Breakers gets my vote.
Yeah, same here. And I think Adam's going to do incredibly well this tournament. He's going to catch a lot of people out.
Oh yeah,
So you got to go
Especially
with.
after he submarines from his
That's
first
right.
round match. So.
Yep.
All right. Table 25, Chris Murphy. Joe Borghese.
Another nice guy table.
Yeah. They're all nice guy tables.
Yes, I keep saying that. I would not be unhappy with any matchup from all these people. That's why we go every year.
That's why, except for this year, because we
open.
suck. Or any year.
Okay.
Who wants to read the not undead list? There you go.
I'll do it. Chris Murphy's Basileans, Elohai Horde with Brew of Strength, Gur Panthers, 2 troops, a High Paladin on Dragon with the Brew of Haste, Ogre Palace Guard with the Chalice of Wrath, 3 regiments, Paladin Foot Guard, 1 with the upgrade, and it looks like they all have swapped for Crushing Strength 1, Nias Salustus, Samacris, Julius, and a Bearer of the Holy Icon with the loot.
Nice.
All right, Keith.
Let's do it. Once more with feeling. Just kidding. There's still more undead.
There's still no more feeling. There's still more undead.
3 troops of Revenant Cavalry, 3 regiments of Soul Reavers with Jesse's Boots, Makwars, and Brew of Sharpness. Oh, God, Brew of Sharpness. A Horde of Whites with Brew of Haste. That's our first Brew of Whites, or Brew of Haste Whites.
Brew of Whites.
Wow.
True.
Brew of Whites.
That's how you run them.
That's it. Rev King mounted with loot, a Rev King mounted with surge, 2 regiments of zombies, and a Lich King with the boomstick and lightning bolt.
The boom.
Whew. I will preface this by saying, like, talking to Chris before Crossroads, he was like, well, I just really hope that I don't play, because all at Masters he played against was Night Stalkers, other Basileia, and Undead. So I'm really excited that he got Undead, because it's just really funny that he has to play against them.
Hateful.
I'm a hateful person, and he owns Undead, so it's not like something new for him to play against. So I'm really happy that worked out the way it did. He also he wins all kinds of games at every GT except for Masters, where he lets people beat him up for sports points.
I really like Joe's list. The Lich, not my taste usually, but everything else I really like. but Chris's list is also pretty good. It's kind of like the Basilean all-comers list.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The secret to Chris Murphy too is that he's like a Mike Rossi. If you vote for him, then he gets all flustered and self-depreciating too. So you get to accomplish both things by voting for him.
I'm very curious about this effect.
It's great. I like the fact that he
Julius and the
has
dragon could do some things here, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, yeah.
right, and
Julius
there's
is just a
no
huge
waiver
pain.
mitigation on the Soul Reaver infantry, which I
Yeah.
think is a huge miss. They don't need to kill more; they already kill plenty. You need to put Fury, and you need to put Dwarven Ale on them.
My experience with Undead versus Basileans is that Soul Reavers actually and Whites do not like Julius.
No, ma'am.
No,
they
he's
don't.
outranging things.
So I don't.
I think the edge goes to Chris Murphy in this one.
It's just got so much mobility, and the double dragon is just such a pain in the ass for this list because there's no individual, there's no vamp on peg. I guess he's got the Rev Kings. Are they mounted?
They are
mounted.
But there's 3 attacks, so it's
They're
not
not
reliable.
And there's a lot of terrain on the table, so
if he can set up hindered charges,
right, sketchy whether you'll ground them or not.
Yeah, I think. And then Naeus too. Like, oh man.
Oh yeah,
like,
Naeus just in case you forgot about that guy.
He's got sneaky mini dragon and Samarkris to bump up all the heal. I really like Paladin Footguard. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chris Murphy.
Yep. He only loses games at Masters, so he's gonna do really well.
What say you, John?
Oh, Chris Murphy. Yeah, I think.
Chris Murphy.
He's got the edge on this. Yeah.
That's the kiss of death right there, Murphy.
That's right.
So great. Go, Chris.
We believe in you.
We love you. Win the whole thing, Chris. You can do it.
Secretly by voting for you.
All right, table 26. We're almost there, everybody. So we've got Phil Griffin, League of Rortia.
Nice.
Against Sam Norberg, League of Rortia.
Ooh, interleague warfare.
Oh, they deserve each other.
You do it.
Interleague, I guess. Maybe there's multiple leagues. Who knows? Oh, it's just a test list. Okay, so don't worry.
Oh, that's no big deal then.
Not official.
Just a test list, yes.
Whoops.
All right, so I'll do the test list.
Okay.
Right. So we've got a Spear Phalanx with Pikes and Indomitable Will, Footguard Regiment with Indomitable Will and Crushing One, Troop of Knights with Will, Regiment of Knights with the Will, Honor Guard Horde with Caterpillar, no Will on the Honor Guard. The Volley Guns, 2 of those. I like that. Ooh, ominous. 3 cannons, so that means it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming up in this game.
Yeah.
3 cannons, 2 volley guns, a Duke on a winged Arylez with a blade of slashing, the Army Standard Bearer with a loot, Wizard, Boomstick, Pegasus, Dogs of War with Will, Battle Shrine.
Check.
Check. Alex.
Sam Nordberg, my nemesis. He's bringing League of Rortia. He's got 4 Spear Phalanx Pike regiments with Indomitable Will. He's got 2 Honor Guard hordes, one with Haste, one with Caterpillar, both with Indomitable Will. He's got 3 cannons.
Mm-hmm.
And then Secret Sauce.
The Secret Sauce.
Triple Dukes on Ancient Winged Arylezes. Slashing, crushing, and then double mounted Barons.
Alex, you remember when we thought we were unique, thinking League was going to be
We were both like, this is
a rare thing?
Yeah, Corey and I last year, before everything.
Before COVID, we were like, doing League. It's going to be great. It's unique.
Well, it was your own
The
fault,
world
Alex.
shuts down and everyone else does the same thing.
You brought them to call the arms, and everyone's
I
like,
should've just kept them
oh,
all
this is
in
really
secret
good.
We haven't even done our army review to say how good they are, Alex.
Yeah.
Everybody's already on this train.
Yeah.
You created the monster.
But I will say, they're an amazing army to use, and I love how mine look, and I know yours are going to look great. So that's the key.
That is the key. Better painted armies perform better.
Yeah.
Speaking of creating a monster, I think we need to talk about just how good of a player Sam Nordberg is,
Yeah.
and like unleashing him on the tournament scene. Like oh my god, this list is amazing.
Yeah, this
And
is
as somebody
so
who
patient.
piece army here. Yeah.
Yep.
So this
As
is
somebody
like
who took the triple medium flyers to masters, it's amazing. And these ones are like better than the
well, like
Beast
we said,
Avenger.
they
right up there.
essentially have the nerve of a dragon because they will definitely get Radiance of Life and
Yep.
what
Iron
is it?
Resolve.
Iron
Iron
Resolve back
Resolve.
at least once and maybe twice in a game. It's
Mhm.
kind of stupid in a good way.
Yep. You have
You're
three
right.
cannons to make people do dumb things and
Yep.
to make mistakes.
Yep. He didn't
Well, you
didn't
can
have to go on the lightning bolt. Doesn't have a war shrine or battle shrine.
That's the lack of battle shrine is
God, it's such a
interesting.
flex move.
But
It's so
yeah,
good.
It
It's
is
so
kind of hilarious.
good.
He's been running something.
Oh my
This is an interesting like
God.
variant of his Kingdoms of Men list where he runs 5 pike regiments and 2 foot guard hordes as opposed to honor guard hordes
Yep.
and triple
And
generals
the foot guard hordes are
triple-
great too.
triple
Yeah.
heroes. But he
Triple
also runs
Pegasus.
three fanatics troops, which
Mhm.
he doesn't have right now, but he's got 3
Mhm.
cannons. So you're like, okay, it's got some interesting trades.
Yeah.
And honor guard, they project a lot more threat as
Yep.
well as the cannon. So he
Yeah, but I love him even more with Rayleigh 2 behind him.
That's the thing. I know, like,
Yeah.
I often don't run my battle shrine with my honor guard, but the option to do it, or at least have one of the hordes within the bubble, is huge.
Yeah, and the shrine next to all these spear phalanxes make
Yeah.
them even these regiments really hard to
Spear
shift for a regiment.
Pike regiments with the battle shrine are just obnoxious.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think Phil Griffin, while I like his list, but I think that it's too scattered. I think that he needs to build a little bit more
the foot guard
focus.
I don't rate regiments.
Right.
Well-
Not having Indomitable Will on the honor guard was a huge
Yes,
miss.
swapping
Yeah, that's
Indomitable Will from the foot guard regiment to honor guard would have just made me feel so much better. Like,
Exactly, 'cause I
Yeah.
think that's gonna come to bite him a couple times
height
throughout the
4
tournament.
against 3 cannons. There, the thing is,
Yep.
he
Yeah,
has a lot of shooting, but Sam.
but the volley guns don't love this table. That's for sure.
No,
and
they'll be
triple
useful.
Araleses and double dukes will
Double Dukes, yeah,
Double
but
Dukes.
or double baron. Sorry, it's
yeah,
they're
I like Double Dukes. That's more fun to say.
yeah,
That's
triple
better.
dukes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's got a little bit of lightning, but not enough to really impact Sam's list too much.
Yep.
And Sam is he's been playing a list of this style nonstop for years.
He's so
Yeah.
good.
And
Yeah.
He's a great
the
player.
three Dukes are going to be a problem, right? Because they're going to do a winged attack up one flank, protected by the buildings,
so
and then be
good
able to
with
sweep
them.
around behind and be like, I have my choice of what unit I want to take.
Do I want to kill
His
cannons? Do I
positioning with
want to...
those triple flyers is like impeccable. It's
Oh
kind
yeah,
of,
it's
kind
so
of-
hard to do. It is so hard to play against.
it's
Yeah.
so frustrating to play against. But I just think, yeah, it's such a focused list, and he just knows what to do with it.
He's really good with it.
All right,
so
guys.
that being said, we're all voting for Phil, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Totally.
that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
I tried. I
So, yeah.
told Sam I wouldn't be positive, I'd be more critical, but I'm like, fuck it, like it's awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome. I don't ever want to play you because you're so good, and these lists are terrifying.
Yeah, I still have a winning
Oh.
record for now against you, so I'm gonna leave it that way.
And you keep not coming to Crossroads, it'll stay that way. So we got Sam.
Sam.
Yep.
Sam.
There she be. All right, final table. Table 27. Eric Schaefer from the Nerdhammer Group making his return to Crossroads. It's been a few
Nice.
years.
I got to play him in Steve Forster's UB tournament. That's good.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was a fun
Let me have-
tournament.
Yet
I would be-
again, our last undead
Oh my
army.
God.
Ugh.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it. Yeah.
Do you want to swap this
Jeff,
round,
man.
Keith? You can have
No,
Empire of Dust.
I've memorized them.
I've memorized them all. And,
Yeah.
So, John, why don't you take Eric's The only Empire Dust list.
which is just a variation of undead. 3 skeleton regiments, 3 mummy regiments, Revcav troop, Desert Swarm regiment, a soul snare, an Ammonite pharaoh on royal chariot with brew of haste, and an Ammonite pharaoh with the Eternal Guard upgrade. So he's given elite to the mummies, Apophis, and the Idol of Shobek.
As you do.
All things. All right, Keith, undead.
Horde of zombies with undead rats. 2 hordes of revenants. Finally, got it. Jesse B somewhere was like, revenant hordes. A regiment of Soul Reaver Cab with Chalice of Wrath. A horde of werewolves with Brew of Strength. A horde of whites with Brew of Sharpness. A Gorblight, a Lycanus. A Vampire Lord with the Blade of the Beast Slayer. Necromancer with Healing Talisman. And Morgoth.
I like that all the undead special characters are facing off against each other this round.
Yeah. It's like a birthday party for one of them. Everyone's growing up.
Necromancer party.
Yeah. I really like this.
It's like those recipe memes where it's like you mix the wet and the dry. So you get the dry undead and the wet undead.
Wet undead?
Just making cupcakes over there, eh, Alex?
Yeah.
Hey, necromancy is just like chemistry, like baking, right? So
That's it. I'm disappointed that the Empire of Dust list didn't include the last unique character. Just have all of them. I think you really missed out on that.
Do you have the monolith?
No
I
monolith.
don't see the monolith, no.
Interesting.
Isn't that just in every list?
Yeah, I thought that made it.
Oh.
But you know what? Eric's really good with this list.
Yeah, it's a
played
great
against
list.
It's a really good list, yeah.
It's a pain in the ass. Mummies actually are very annoying to
Yeah.
deal
Oh,
with.
they are.
They're
And
such a
elite
small
mummies are
footprint.
that little bit better.
Yeah, they got a small footprint for their durability, and then you got Shobek lurking and Apophis lurking. It's just annoying. And that Pharaoh and Chariot, I double won
Yes.
that mother. She's so annoying.
It's the best. It's the best chariot in the game.
Yeah.
Alex is having traumatic flashbacks.
Oh,
Give him a
Yeah,
minute.
sounds like it.
Yeah, this is Eric knows what he's doing this list, and it will give you a hard time
Yep.
if you let.
Nightmares.
I think it's great. It's going to be very competitive, and I think we'll see it on the top tables.
Mhm.
Even in something like Invade, where you would think the unit strength, it would be tough because he has a lot of expensive low unit strength
He
models.
just moves up and moves
And
up.
it kills so much.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely voting for Eric and probably seeing him as one of the top 5 players in the GT.
Yeah, he's gonna do well.
He's going to do really well.
All right, what say you, John?
I'm voting for Eric as well. That's 3 for Eric, it sounds like.
The sweep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
People
the
just tired
undead
of
list,
undead.
yeah, just not focused enough. Kind of
Mhm.
weird. The werewolves need a Pathfinder item, especially on this one.
There's not really
You
much
know.
chat. Like it's just hordes and hammers, which is
Right?
a way to do it, but
The whites are really expensive.
sharpness
mean-
weights are odd choice.
Yeah. Like they'll kill one thing and then they'll immediately die.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, and the werewolves will go with the Lycanus, but then the Soul Reaver Cav, do they try to stay with that? Like, I don't know. It seems like it'll get spread too thin too quick.
He doesn't like the Slow Reaver Cav have 20 attacks, but like mummies just don't die to single charges.
No.
So you need double charges.
Yep.
And it's going to be tricky to engineer them against Eric.
Right. And he will make you pay in the grind, which will happen.
Agree.
Well, gentlemen, that is it for the entire Kings of War event. So,
Sam says thanks for totally jinxing me for this event.
oh,
For this
you
game,
know,
Eric.
you know,
Well, you
that's
know-
what's up.
I work for you. I'm just like we're creating obstacles for you to overcome them.
I did it on purpose.
Don't let us down. Don't let us down, Sam.
Yeah. Don't break our hearts.
All right, guys. So, what do we think? Who's what do you got for tournament favorites here? Alex, let's start with you.
We do Dark Horse too.
We'll do a dark
okay.
horse
Dark
too. But we'll
horse.
start with favorites.
Nice.
Okay, tournament favorite. I think it's between Joey and Ray. I'm gonna go with Ray.
Nice. I like it.
Which Ray?
Ray
You know
Shields.
which Ray.
Yeah,
Ray.
no, I do not know which Ray.
Yeah, that's a good question. Which Ray?
I'm going with Ray.
I like it, Alex.
Statistical
Wow.
probabilities there.
Jesus.
John's gonna go with John. I like it.
It's a good list. I'm actually going to go with Corey Walliser.
Nice.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Keith,
tournament
how about
favorite.
you?
I'm gonna go with Mike Schettelmeyer. I think that the 4 hordes of siege breakers, a ton of scoring units. He's got a lot of practice, and it's a beautiful army.
Yep.
I think that that's going to give him a lot of points to win the overall award.
And I'm not going to.
It was I almost picked Mike Adkins, but I think that this one will edge him out.
And what do you? So we'll go in reverse order. Keith, who's your dark horse?
My dark horse for this tournament is Adam Ortle, his
Nice.
opponent for that 1 round. I think that he's an incredible Trident Realms player. I think that people are going to really enjoy playing against him, and I think that he's going to catch a lot of people out with what the Tree Leapers can really do. It's a unique list, and I appreciate him having
Nice.
his own style of play.
John, how about you? Dark horse?
Sam Nordberg.
Damn it.
Ha!
Damn
Now it's
You really guys are really going out of your way to throw the whammy on Sam.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make his life as difficult as possible. All right, sorry, this is going to pull up. Can you scroll down, Corey? I just wanted to see the list of names again.
You betcha.
Damn
So
it.
I don't miss them.
That was fun. Clearly, this is the expert analysis that we've
Yeah,
taken
that's
time to really think about.
That's right. He's
This is
really,
what
really
people
put
have held
effort
on
into
for
this.
3 hours for.
Yeah. This whole time, we've just picked whoever we thought was better looking
Yeah.
for each matchup.
Well,
I stick by my
based on
picks then.
yeah,
yeah, I was
I
gonna say.
stick.
yeah. I'm going to go with Marcelo.
Nice.
Good pick. What about you, Corey? I mean, you can stack them. and switch the scores around,
I
so.
shouldn't probably massage my own dark horse to the top, but I like Rob Allison's Ratkin list. Holy cow, it's dirty.
It's true.
It's true.
Ray, you gotta make it over now. I picked you. He's assuming the border's open.
We'll sneak him over
Yeah.
in a van.
We'll just throw you over the falls, right? That'll work.
Up the falls.
Up the
Yeah.
falls? I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's going up the
That's-
falls.
That's
This is
kind of
tough
how that
to-
has to work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
which
gonna be
battle
awkward.
foam do you need to keep at Niagara Falls? From
That's gonna be
breaking your
awkward.
models, magnetize them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you all for participating, even though you can't participate in person. We'll miss you.
All right. It's nice
Thanks for
to be
having
part
us.
of Crossroads in some capacity.
Yeah.
Best
Have a good
event.
night, everyone.
Adios.
Good night.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck,
to all,
everybody.
except you, Sam.
Oh.